Welcome back to 1010's podcast, and we are back after what we've described as Vangate.
Vangate,
It didn't ruin the podcast.
We're still here.
You don't know that.
You came back.
I might have an announcement. You don't fucking know.
That's fair.
Stick around to see if Adam has an announcement about his pending departure.
I don't have an announcement.
Better not make too many jokes about that because people start getting all offended that they're losing part of their free entertainment.
Call it
No,
like 6/10, and it'll just be you two.
No, what you should have done, like Rez were wrapping up last week, you should have stood up and said, Adam's quit the podcast, and just walk out and like have us end it that way.
Thank God I'm done with that shit. And just walk away.
Do like a waiting exit.
Yeah, fuck you, fuck you.
You're cool. Fuck you. I quit.
Yeah, that'd be great.
But you're still here, we think, for now. Anyway, until the end of the show.
I don't have anything better to do. That's the real, reason.
I get that.
I mean,
Why do you guys have to make everything so goddamn depressing all the time?
You know, if I didn't do this once a week, all I would do is go to work and go home. Go to work and go home. I got nothing else.
That's another movie. That's Office Space.
Yep.
So I got to do something that ups my cred.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so a free podcast on the internet really ups our cred.
Ups our street cred. Apparently it does. To some extent.
To some people, yes.
Podcasts are the in thing, man.
I don't know. It got me voluntold to do a presentation in front of a bunch of people at an additive conference.
That to me is hilarious because that is
You do a podcast.
Yeah,
you want to public speak in front of hundreds of people?
the problem is
Didn't you get invited to present at a convention?
that's what you get for bragging at your coworkers.
that might have been the nail for sure.
The problem is he works with engineers.
Yeah.
So nobody wants to fucking do that presentation.
No.
And they're like,
Robbie does
that
a
dude
podcast.
talks on the internet every week.
He's
Send
like
that guy.
semi-professional.
Like, if we all get together and say Robbie's got to do it, then, you know.
Yeah, the
peer
worst,
pressure, he won't say no.
the worst part was I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And then they're like, yeah, we're all doing posters instead. Are you fucking kidding me? I mean, it's fine. They did.
So you're doing it
they
by
did
yourself.
they did presentations last year, but
So you're doing it by yourself.
yeah, it's me.
In front of how many people?
I don't know. It seems bigger this year than last year. So
That's because they heard that Robbie Veerhout was speaking.
Mm-mm.
The
Are they
famous.
gonna? Do they have?
He's
a,
one.
do
He's
they have a
1/3
poster?
of 1010's podcast.
Yeah, do they have a poster that they're putting out? Because I assume like these additive,
Yeah,
they're
absolutely.
like
They're
it's like
trying
a
to
rock
get-
star
Yeah,
event.
they're trying to
for
get
engineers.
people.
yeah, it's the
This
who's.
This is the engineering event of the year.
Yep.
For additive engineers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
This is their outing.
Well, yeah. So it's going to be a bunch of like scientists presenting all their findings and research and stuff, and then there's me who's explaining a manufacturing technique and a process. So it's relevant to a lot of people, which means a lot of people are going to probably listen. No.
Dang it.
And I got to make it last almost a half hour.
When is it?
The week of April 24?
That's coming up.
Oh, I suppose that.
Yeah, it's like
What was that? Some personal calendar information?
No, it's just a computer calendar. Yeah, 22 through the 26th, I'll be gone. So we
Maybe you should go to Mid-Ohio then and do that by yourself. Do that announcing by yourself.
warm
you
up.
can
There you go.
Get warmed up.
Yeah, he does it all the time. He talks in front of people all the time, once a week.
What did you want to say about Kanga Motorsports?
Oh,
Sir?
James put an awesome video together about making a custom foam seat insert for his race car.
Oh, okay. Absolutely.
I only had one thing I wanted to comment about it. I don't know how to do it by myself because in his video he had people helping him. He's sitting in there.
Good.
He's sitting.
Maybe you'll learn a lesson.
He's sitting in the seat, and the driver has to be sitting in the seat, and someone has to pour the foam into the bag like behind his back, and then have it flow under him. And I'm sitting there. I wanted to comment, how am I supposed to do this by myself?
He didn't think about Robert
There was
Veerhout when he did this video.
there was a radio commercial I heard this morning, and it was talking about some guy who's never gotten help from anybody. Like he did the pushing when he was born,
Right.
and he's like done CPR on himself and stuff like that. And I was like, that's probably Veerhout.
That guy's awfully considerate, not wasting everybody else's time. Or that guy that,
Yeah, that's what it was.
what did he do? Did he shoot himself with a nail gun? Or yeah, he got shot in the head with a nail gun, and he drove himself to the hospital. He said he didn't want to bother anybody.
Didn't want to make any phone calls.
Yeah, I didn't want to bother any of my friends.
It's Robbie's.
That's literally what's going to happen. to
Spirit
Robbie.
animal.
There will be a day when we'll all stand around and go, has anybody heard from Robbie?
we
But it'll
need
be
to
like a year
Do
later.
a wellness check.
And he'll have gone out like into the woods to die and not tell anybody.
Like a dog. Yeah, that's what I would do.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's exactly what. That's going to be Robbie's end of life. Is everybody's going to go, what the hell happened to Robbie? But he just disappeared and didn't tell anybody.
Fell off the face of the earth.
I haven't been feeling well for 6 months.
There's a blue
didn't wanna
240 at the
inconvenience
bottom
anybody.
of a canyon somewhere.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to call anybody.
No, he
Get
wouldn't
it.
do that because that would inconvenience someone to have to come get the 240.
Someone would have to clean that up.
He doesn't want to be like that guy.
But like, no matter how, someone's gonna have to clean it up.
Not if he goes out into the woods.
No, someone's
never-
gonna have to clean that
Nah,
up.
you won't find the body.
No, he's returning
That's
back to the earth.
Yeah, the wolves will
That's
find
what the
it.
coyotes are
Yeah.
for. That's fair. You're
That's
right.
the most considerate way to
good
go.
point.
Yeah, I'm not wasting room with a cemetery
Burial?
plot. No one has to burn my body.
And all this like
We don't have to
the
fight over
expenses
who
and
ends up with your
funeral.
ashes.
Exactly. It's the most economical and like earthly thing to do.
It's a very
I'm
like,
with you on this one.
earth conscious engineer way to die.
Yeah.
Just jump into a
You know what's a
river or something.
big waste of room in a big city? Cemeteries.
Cemeteries.
Yeah,
no,
very
I'm with
true.
you on this one.
It's very
I've
inconsiderate.
thought about this for a long time.
I
'Cause,
don't.
like,
I don't want to be in a cemetery.
at some point, nobody knows who that person
we're
is,
gonna run out of room.
and that person's probably gone. Can't we just bury somebody else there?
Everyone. When I become president, required cremations. No more taking up
I
room.
just think every
Okay.
50 years we
I'll let you
recycle-
have that. Can I have
Every 50 years we just recycle the burial plot. That's
That's not the worst idea.
Okay, cremations, that's fine. I'll let you have that. Can I be your director of transportation and institute my
The throwing of
the throwing of the objects at the people on the side of the road? Because I really think
no.
I didn't
think
get a rise out of anybody on that, and I really think that would
Josh-
solve a lot of problems.
Josh quoted you with the you drew a bad card that day.
Yeah, he
bullshit.
did. That was it. But that would be my whole stance. When you become dictator, just put me in as your minister of transportation, and that's what they're called, the minister of transportation. And what I will do is institute the throwing of vegetables or whatever we decide it is at people who
good
draw a
with that.
bad card that day, or text into each other because they were, or crash into each other because they were texting.
Texting,
Yeah.
I want to be the minister of highway and transportation or highway and transit
Whatever.
authority.
Yeah, whatever you want.
That's going to be my position.
Yeah, no, I mean
we're
that's
gonna-
that's what
we're
you
gonna
do
fix
as,
these
as
fucking
king.
road
You get
problems.
to make all your friends in high power. So when I'm king, I'll make you all
Right.
my
into
subjects.
this.
Just give me something cool to do. I don't really care what it is.
Yeah, change the world, I guess.
Finance czar or something. Nah, that sounds boring. Let somebody else do that. I
Yeah.
want to be, if
I
I,
definitely
can't
don't wanna
be,
be in control of
the
that kind of
minister of
money.
transportation, I want to be I don't know, like the head of the ATF or something like that.
Sure.
We just come in with like assault rifles and like breaking down doors and whatnot.
Yeah, clean this place up.
I don't know. I'm just throwing out ideas.
You burying the whole body? Break down that door, go get him. Burn that body.
This is a weird world, parallel universe we've created here. It's not.
It's probably best
It
I'm
doesn't
not
sound
dictator
pleasant.
or king. It's probably best I'm not the king of the United States.
Probably for the best. Yes,
Yeah.
I would agree.
Could
So
be that
anyway,
much worse.
if you want to make a seat for yourself that is fitted to you,
Kanga Motorsports on the
that's
YouTube
how you
channel.
do it. You just need two people,
Yeah, you had someone helping the whole
at
time.
least.
at least two people.
How comfy would that be, though? Be so good.
I was thinking about it. I was like, well, my Sparko's so small, I don't really need it, but it would definitely.
With the exception of the extra needed person, did the rest of the process? I haven't been able to watch the video
Yeah.
yet. Is the rest of the process pretty straightforward and simple?
Oh yeah,
Like something
maybe
I
not
could do?
simple, but yeah, following the YouTube video would be super helpful.
Interesting.
He's got a bunch of these like tech articles.
I know.
And
He does a really good
super,
job with it. I'm
super awesome.
Just haven't had time to watch this one.
So he's got the YouTube
I
channel.
barely
Kanga-
had time to prep for this.
yeah, Kanga Motorsports YouTube channel. Then the KangaMotorsports.com has the articles. So
Yep.
good stuff.
Check that out. Excellent. Shall we do an opener? Yes.
Sure.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Presented by Factory Fabrication. Let's do that.
Actually, hold please.
Okay.
Boot-
He's not ready.
Booney,
Yes.
I have a bone to pick here.
Just this episode?
So he decided that
Once a
or
week, apparently.
Apparently, I'm the only one he judges here. So I've decided I don't want to be a part of this. This opener
Is not presented by.
is presented by Eyes Up Auto Art because Zach's always been nothing but nice to me.
Rude.
Hold on.
Rude.
I like Zach. Zach's good. He's
Oh,
been
give me
nothing but nice to
eyes.
me. So you know what? This week brought to you by Eyes Up Auto Art.
You take
Check
that up
him
with
out on
Booney later.
check him out on Instagram.
Available on Instagram. Eyes up.
Veterans
Auto
of 10 Tenths podcast should know. I got my Elon, or no, shit. I need to ask him if he's got that Elon Musk painting. I have my He sent me a Porsche painting.
Yeah, were you getting
And
one
some
of
BMW
Elon
paintings.
Musk?
There is an Elon Musk one, and if he's listening and it still exists and somebody else didn't buy it, let me know because I am interested.
That's kind of funny.
It is
that
funny.
you want to buy that. I didn't see it, I guess.
It's, yeah.
Is it the one where he's smoking?
No.
You didn't do that one?
No, I think this was pre.
I'm picturing
this was
two different things here.
Joe
Yep.
Rogan.
No, you're right.
It's just a picture of Elon Musk. I don't know. It's just kind of funny. It's the matching one to the.
Michael's got one
Magnus
hanging
Walker.
up right on the other side of the wall.
It's over
here.
there.
The Magnus Walker one.
They look really cool.
That was
the first one I've ever seen in real life,
Yeah.
and they look just as good, if not better.
Yeah. That one's stunning. That's kind of what I want.
Yeah.
Elon Musk also.
So.
All right. Anyway, do whatever it was you were going to do.
So this week, this week we got an email from friend of the show, David, about yellow light durations, because we had talked about that. I don't know, was that 2 weeks ago now?
I don't know. They all blur together, dude.
3 weeks ago or 12 weeks ago or who knows?
Episode 3.
Time and space has no meaning. Continue.
No, we've done it like a bunch of times.
But apparently, there is some level of rules and regulations that the U.S. government has instated for traffic light.
Wait, is he calling us for?
uniformity.
He's calling us out for not doing real journalism.
No. I think that he was super cool about it. He was just like, I think you guys might be interested in this. Apparently, there is the manual on uniform traffic control devices, which sounds riveting. First of all,
Robbie would read that.
I probably that's something I would write.
But it was issued by the U.S. Department of Transportation, which is what I want to be the head of.
The king
for
of,
sure.
yes.
I want to fix all these problems. But apparently, it's just recommended best practices. States, cities, counties don't have to actually abide by these things. They're just recommended best practices. But apparently, based on that, a yellow change interval should have a minimum duration of 3 seconds and a maximum duration of 6. And the longer intervals should be reserved for use on approaches with higher speeds.
Which
So
makes perfect sense.
Right. So there is actual numbers. And he went on to say that from what he's seen, red light camera companies get contracts with a city to install these devices. They often require the city to shorten the yellow durations at those intersections, resulting in more tickets that they're able to issue.
It's a money grab.
Not conspiracy.
So it also
just
results.
Not good.
The other thing he stated, which I think is the real problem here and something that we should be more upset about than the tickets, frankly, it results in more accidents because people who have learned
That duration.
Yeah.
It's mental.
now are expecting the shorter ones or are not expecting the shorter ones.
Right.
And when they go to the next traffic light that doesn't have
It's not the same.
the camera on it, they stop quicker than they need to, which also causes accidents at the other intersections because they get used to the one with the camera and the shorter duration. So not only are you're causing accidents everywhere because there's no uniformity to the stoplight or to the yellow light duration. And so you don't know how fast or slow you should or should not be stopping.
Ooh, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, absolutely. We kind of mentioned that, when
Yeah,
we said
yeah.
like going from one town to the next.
Not light to
But
light.
here we're talking. He's even talking as far as going light to light within the same town and not being able to keep track of where you're at on that road and what duration, or even do you even realize it? And it's just subconscious that you're slowing down.
Right. Damn.
So it's kind of an interesting thought, and that's to me that's something that we should be more upset about even than tickets.
Yeah, absolutely. That's just dangerous.
Because like we're going through all this effort with our with our cars and ramping up all these things that we have to have, all these safety features to try and get rid of accidents, and then they go out and do something stupid like that causes accidents. And
I wish there was a statistic that could tell us.
but they'll never give you that statistic.
How many cities have lights that are not all the same across the board?
Yeah. It's hard to say.
What a dick move.
It is. Absolutely. So, interesting. And David, I appreciate the email.
Yes.
We don't get enough well-written emails, and I really liked it.
Yeah,
it was
for the record.
informative. It was great, and I appreciate the kind words.
Yeah, if you title it with something respectful instead of like, hey, fuckface, we probably will.
Great.
read
Now
it.
we're going to get like 6 emails to start with, hey, fuck
I'll
face.
read that too.
You're more likely to get a positive response if you don't.
Or
start
since
it
Robbie
that way.
doesn't check the email, he'd be like, hey, Robbie, somebody sent you an email.
Oh, it's for me.
Yeah.
10tenspodcast@gmail.com if you would like to send us an email.
So
that's where it's at. Yes, thank you, David.
Yeah.
David? Dave.
David.
David.
He used David. He's in the David stage of his life.
I'm going to call him Sam, so it doesn't matter. 2 episodes from now when I refer back to it. Is that Jake? Is that who sent us that email?
He was Dave.
It's Dan.
Now he's David.
Right.
He probably started out as Davey, maybe.
Davey, yeah.
You know, that's the Robbie, Robert.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
It's coming back around. Fair enough. That was presented by a thing.
Somebody apparently.
You can find it on the internet where you find your other things for your internet.
Robbie, do we want to talk about the other one?
Yeah, let's do it.
Are we going to talk about the other thing?
Yeah, please.
Because apparently
you're gonna.
Robbie thought that I was going to talk about the Texas Mile. And
I had it all prepped and ready to go. I assumed,
Ford GT.
I assumed he was going to talk about it.
And it's 300-mile-an-hour speed, which I have some controversial opinions on, apparently.
I made him.
And so this is why we have to talk about it, because Robbie wants people to.
So I think it's cool that he went 0 to 300 to 0 in a mile and a half in a street car. I think that's cool.
I think it was cool that I learned about this on one of my watch groups.
This definitely.
That's when I heard about this. They're like, we took our Ford
rounds.
GT to 300 to 0. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Are they sponsored by a watch manufacturer?
No, I think
they really don't have a lot of
I think
sponsors.
he had a
it's just
Breitling or
that
something.
MGK shop or whatever.
He's like, oh, it's my Breitling and my
M2K?
GT.
Sorry.
2K.
Sorry.
So, all right, I'll say these things. First of all, I'm going to preface this with saying that I don't think that this is not impressive.
It is.
It's flat out fast. I totally get that.
Yeah.
I understand that this is not a prepped surface or anything like that, and he's on some level of street tire, and the car is, air quotes, a street car.
It's got taillights, headlights.
I would question its streetability.
Well, 2,500 horsepower is not
much like
streetable.
I feel about a lot of these street cars that participate in street outlaws and drag week and stuff like that. I love those cars. I think they're awesome, but people, I think, throw around this street car term a little too much. Also, yeah, it's fast. Don't get me wrong.
300 miles an hour is no joke.
It's not a joke. It's no laughing matter. It's smoking fast.
Christian Koenigsegg spent millions
right.
and hasn't done it yet.
Regardless of the distance, I understand it's smoking ass fast. And I'm not disagreeing with that statement. But
I feel keep going.
And I know what I'm about to say. These are wildly leagues apart in vehicle design and all that stuff. But there have been many, many top fuel dragsters that have gone much, much, much faster in much shorter distances. You know, they're in the 320s, I think even maybe 330s in what was the quarter mile and now the 1,000-foot mark. I understand that, you know, this is a street car and those are top fuel dragsters and they're wild and crazy, but the only thing that's keeping somebody from taking one of those motors and putting it in something like this is money. I feel like, yeah, it's fast and I totally get it, but I'm a little surprised it took so long, and I feel like you could have gone... like people could have done this, I don't know, maybe
forever ago.
I don't know.
Is that what you're saying?
I just, yeah, it's fast. I think it's awesome, and I'm really glad that they've gone after it. And they've tried for years and years, and they've been in the 290s for a long time. And it is a big accomplishment to be the first person to 300.
Yes,
but
are there rules at the Texas Mile?
I mean, I'm sure there's safety rules. I've never read a rule book.
I didn't find a rule book or look it up.
I've never read a rule book.
Deep into the answers, but like for being an unlimited class, I'm curious, or whatever the heck class this is in.
Yeah,
I'd be curious what limitations are keeping them from going over 300.
Oh god, it's 42 pages.
So there was at this same event, there was a first generation Neon that from the outside looked like
bone stock.
A bone stock first generation Neon. Like, I'm pretty sure he even had factory wheels.
It sure looked like it
on the car. And he went 198.8 with 550 wheel.
That's pretty good.
That is arguably more impressive.
This is not really the time to be doing this, but I am looking at the rule book.
Okay.
It is 42 pages.
That's a lot of rules. But I would guess a lot of them are like safety and procedural.
There is some of that, and then there is something I got to find. Automobile classification rules.
Yeah, see, there's all that stuff. Which is, I understand that's probably where the classification is where they're like ruling. I mean, I understand you can't show up with a top fuel dragster that's like a tube chassis dragster. I get that, but
it's a street car.
Right, yeah. But what's keeping somebody from taking that motor and maybe turning it down to 8 so it only makes 5,000 horsepower instead of 10,000 horsepower and can make the mile distance and running it?
Yeah, I am curious what holds them back.
Yeah.
Or I guess what's the limitation that they're...
Well, yeah, why is... I mean, in a world where we run... I mean, 2,500 horsepower is nothing to shake a stick at. But at the same time, it's not an outlandish number by today's standards.
No, it's
in the YouTube twin turbo Lamborghini world.
Yeah, the TX2K.
Yeah, the
whatever.
TX2K world. That's not an outlandish number.
That's what you need to show up.
That's like, oh, all right, cool. You can compete for top 5.
Yeah, if you're lucky.
Yeah, it's so. Again, I'm not saying it's not impressive, and I know that a bunch of people are going to get really mad at me, especially because for whatever reason, and I don't even entirely disagree with it, but that particular Ford GT, that generation of Ford GT, seems to be held on a pedestal by so many people.
It is a great car.
I get it. It's a great car. It's a cool car. It's a great looking car. It's a fast car. It's everything a car should be. But it is really held on a pedestal by a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
And so I think that more people are freaking out about this accomplishment because it's a Ford GT. If it would have been a Lamborghini, if it had been a Huracan with an underground racing twin turbo kit on it, it would have been less like publicized.
Yeah, maybe. I am super curious as to what transmission and gears and shit he's running. Just from a nerdy engineer.
I would guess that they're billet gears and that they're all those gear ratios are very specifically spec'd out.
Yes,
to run, mathematically.
Just keep going. Just keep saying it.
Exactly.
Just keep going. Tell me all about these tolerances and.
Well, no, it's more like specific gear ratios to keep the car in power.
Yes,
and all that silly.
Yep, the top torque all the time. Yeah. Oh man, woo! Speaking my language.
You two weirdos done yet?
Electric cars are going to do it in like 6 months because
fuck them.
It's easy.
It's over, Robbie. You're a dinosaur.
I don't care.
You're a complete dinosaur. This is a lot of hate from a man for a Golf.
I'm not.
No kidding.
Livery,
like I said,
on the Ford GT.
I'm not hating on anything. I think it's awesome that they're doing it, and I love the fact that there's people in this world who can justify spending, I'm sure, ungodly amounts of money to go and do something as silly and ridiculous as running 300 miles an hour on a standing mile in a air quote streetcar. I think it's great. I guess I'm not as
hater cast this.
I'm not as impressed as a lot of people seem to think I should have been.
I don't know. Was there any rules against tires?
I don't know. I got bored of looking at that rule book.
It's 42
Definitely
pages.
tires.
It's 42. It's 40 pages longer than he's willing to read.
Fair enough.
It has to be a DOT tire. I got that far.
I knew that.
Okay.
But you couldn't put a DOT tire on.
On a.
Maybe that's the limitation. Maybe your limitation's your tires. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe
there's literally no
maybe
tire
more
that goes
horsepower.
300.
Right. Maybe more horsepower doesn't do you any good.
I'm sure that's part of it.
Go back and listen to Ryan Sage on 1010's podcast, whatever episode that was, 90 or 110 or however long we've been doing this shit. It's back in there somewhere.
Yeah. No, I'm sure that
tire limitations.
At some point you put a nitro breathing Hemi on there that makes 10,000 horsepower, and all it's going to do is blow the tires off, and halfway or a quarter of the way into it, the tires are going to explode because you haven't stopped smoking them yet. So
yeah, I didn't feel like looking through the thing for like
that
body
car's
work.
got some wild traction control system on it, and all those things, and
probably.
That's what it takes. I'm not knocking that stuff.
No.
I'm not like, he should have done it in a manual car with no ABS and no electronics and no driver stability control.
Well, he's got a parachute.
That's not how things work. I totally get that. But, yeah.
He's got the parachute. He'll be fine. He doesn't really need the brakes that much.
Is that it?
That's probably a lot of truth.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He can save money on brakes by having the parachute.
This moment of hatred was brought to you by
Fact
some other thing on the internet. A different thing than the other thing that we talked about.
Next week, Adam talks about the time that Booney stabbed him.
Nah, it's fine.
Put him in a rear naked chokehold and put him to sleep.
Snuggle, struggle.
Yes. If you're done now, I'm going to open my LaCroix
All right, please.
after I finish my kombucha.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
When I hung out with Booney, I had LaCroix at his house.
I'm sorry.
Did you?
Yep. I was going to this weekend, but I have a business trip I have to take, so I can't watch Formula 1 at his house.
Are you going to pick up more race car parts?
No, it's an actual business trip for work.
It's not that kind of business trip.
Yeah, I
Damn
gotta,
it.
I gotta legitimately travel on a Sunday.
So what did you think of the LaCroix that he gave you?
It was a what do we call it? He had some name for it. Like
Is it the pamplemousse that
what?
Jabay loves?
No,
What is that?
what's a pamplemousse?
I think it's French for... I can't remember now. Can't remember what the actual flavor is.
Yeah, Jabay said that too. Pamplemousse, and I couldn't get over that word. That's the
Is
greatest.
that a flavor?
Yeah, yep.
Okay, yeah.
It's some kind of fruit?
Yeah, I can't remember
Question
what it is.
mark?
Grapefruit.
Why?
It's
do you guys make me look shit up all the time?
grapefruit
Yeah.
flavor.
Oh, Jesus
That's,
Christ.
I'm assuming it's probably like French for grapefruit or something.
That's too bad. We need some WD-40 on my mic stand. It creaks a lot.
Stop moving.
We don't have the budget for that. So answer the question of whether or not... was it refreshing at least?
Well, I think it was a plain flavored one, and we just poured a bunch of limeade in it, so it was good.
Limeade?
That's Booney's thing.
Oh, wait a minute.
That doesn't count.
Wait a freaking minute here. You're telling me that he doesn't just like crack open the can and drink it?
No, you pour a splash of limeade in it. I put
think
way
he
more
does.
than he does.
I think he does.
God.
I'm going to ask him.
Of course he
Booney.
does, but he.
You've been giving me shit about not liking that stuff. You don't even like it yourself.
He does.
No, I think he prefers Perrier or...
Yeah. When I stopped at the shop, that he just had like
Yeah.
straight, unflavored.
Yeah,
He just likes the bubbly.
yeah. I think he was trying to, get me involved. By like, here, if we put limeade in it,
Oh, I see. He was trying to entice you to come
get-
over.
and he had,
You give an inch, he takes a mile.
and he bought Casey's Pizza.
Oh, what a guy!
Yeah,
Did you shit yourself to death in somebody else's bathroom a few hours later?
no, of course not.
Okay.
He's not rude.
No, one, I'm not rude, and two, the pizza is delicious and doesn't do that to people.
So Jabay's experience was a one-off deal.
yes,
Okay.
I think
but I'm super disappointed I don't get to go watch Formula 1 at his house this weekend. I have to go sit on a plane.
Did you put in your predictions?
Yes, I did.
You're doing pretty good right now, Robbie. Better keep that up. I changed up a few things in my team.
I changed a few things.
See how it goes. I didn't make any changes last year. I just made what I made.
remember that.
And I ran with my decisions, and it worked. So if
Yep.
I lose this year, that's what I'm blaming it on.
Now, there's a couple of things that I knew was a risk, so I changed that and balanced
I'm
my
in fourth
budgets.
right now. Not off to the
Mine
to a
third.
rocking
Gonna
good
come
start.
back, though.
You're above me.
I'm in
I don't
third.
remember. You're in either second or third.
Yeah.
So yeah. See, now you're doing it too.
This podcast is going downhill. Should we move on to our topic?
Let's do it.
All right, Adam, why don't you explain this
Okay.
week's topic because you came up with
Okay,
this
so
last week.
Last week we jokingly talked about stack ranking cars, and I think that this is going to be too much fun, and so we went with it. I originally thought that we should do more. Robbie, in an effort to not do a 3-hour podcast, and also maybe to have some reoccurring content because we
Yep.
could do more later, kept me at a more reasonable 3. So we're doing the Corvette, the Camaro, and the Mustang. So the idea is to take each of the generations of those cars and rank them from least to most favorite.
Least to most?
That's how I was.
Let's go most to least.
You're going to do most to least?
I think your most is going
Yeah,
to be
pick
least.
your best and then go down.
Yeah, I think
I think everybody's probably going to agree with the top.
I don't think so at all.
All
No,
right,
I don't
anyway,
think so.
right, yeah,
See,
you're probably
that's the thing. Like in all reality, it's the ones in the middle that we're probably going to agree with more.
No, I think the ones at the bottom are that's where the content
Dude,
comes.
it's going to be
it stems
everywhere.
from.
None of us are going to agree
Okay,
on
well,
anything.
Mr.
So,
Pro 80s
so let's
automobile design,
First of
why
all,
don't you start?
I have a couple of things.
Let's preface this.
Yeah, some self-imposed rules that I never talked to you guys about.
Great.
About how I arrived at my decisions. First of
Okay.
all, I'm ignoring prices. entirely.
No,
because that's not what this is about.
These are lined up in front of you.
These are just
and
like
they say take
how
them in the
I
order
like
you want.
them, right?
Yes.
And then I also am willing to allow certain packages from those years to
change your
make that
opinions?
car, make that year, or make that model better.
Stop trying to
I
coat
didn't-
the C4 Corvette. It's still garbage. Don't even start with me. Don't even start that.
Are we doing Corvettes first? Can we do Corvettes first?
Yes, we can absolutely do Corvette.
Do you want me to go first?
I do, because this is your thing.
First.
No, you got to go first, and then we will make fun of you after that. So go ahead and get started.
All right, so
Just give us the first couple.
So many moons ago, when I was a guest on the Radical podcast, excuse me.
Never heard of them.
Radical podcast.
Is that a new podcast?
They asked me to stack rank Corvette,
Okay.
and I tried to go back and listen to it, but apparently you can only listen to the last like 8 of their episodes, and the rest of them are gone into infinity. So it's too bad for everybody who wants to go back and hear that. I don't think that my current stack rank is the same as the rank I gave them then.
Did you have a chance to think about it before the show?
No, I didn't know this was coming.
Oh, then we'll throw that out the window.
Right.
then.
So, but it doesn't matter either way, because there's probably only like 2 of you who even listen to that. Let's be real here. So,
Not us two.
so we're going best to worst. That's
Yes.
what we want to do.
Start with your favorite.
Let's start with
Okay.
favorites.
So there's 7 gens of Corvette, right?
Yes.
So,
Look right
7.
there. Look at the screen.
7.
Is your favorite?
Starting with
Number
7.
1.
So I threw the 7 out because I didn't feel like it was fair.
How do you figure?
Because it's in such a different league than every other Corvette that's ever been produced. Of course, it's number 1. So I don't
But I
really
think
feel like
you
there's
could
any
say
point
that
in
about.
talking
I think
about
you
it.
could say that about the newest Camaro and
No,
Mustang, and
you
I still
cannot.
wouldn't
No,
necessarily
I don't-
put those at the top.
No.
I don't know about that.
See, I had it at the top, and then talked myself out of it and put it at number 2.
The C7.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let me finish. This.
I can understand where you're coming from. I just think that if they were like, you can choose one, I'd be like, that burnout I did from the ZR1 means that I'd have to order new tires.
All right, so
before I got home.
let me get through
Agreed.
this real quick. So we'll go 7, 6, 4, 5, which I know is
4, then 5.
What the fuck?
so.
Wait, where's the 2?
You don't want to know,
Dude! Fuck this show. Fuck this podcast. Fuck this format.
2, 1,
No.
2, 1, 3.
What?
the fuck? So you're
7, 7, 6, 4, 5,
Hold
2,
on.
1, 3.
Hold on, I gotta write it down. So it's 7,
6,
7, 6,
4,
4, 5,
2, 1, 3.
2, 1, 3. None of that makes any sense. 7 I'm behind. 6 I can be okay with.
Okay, so let me explain
4.
some things. Okay, let me explain some
the
things.
C4.
Let me
The
explain some
worst-
things.
Worst Corvette ever made.
So I don't like pop-up headlights at all. I hate pop-up headlights, which is the
that still
least.
surprises
It's the
me.
least 80s thing about me.
That's
Okay.
like
I
all the Corvette
despise
is.
pop-up headlights, and so the 4 and 5 to me are kind of basically the same car,
No.
except that the one is from the 80s. They're not.
They're not even in the same
C4
category.
I don't really like the C5
At
that
some point,
much.
you could buy a C4 with that Crossfire intake thing that made like 185 horsepower.
I know. I'm aware.
The base C5 made 350 horsepower.
I don't like the
base one.
C5 that much.
It's the C5, in my opinion, is like the sleeper Corvette right now.
Well, then
it looks like
give
an
me
RX-7.
yours. Let's
it
hear
looks
it.
like an RX-7.
Hit me with your list
Yeah,
then, if you're going to be...
Okay, fine. I will hit you with my list because it's correct, and I'll just C7. Yes.
Yeah.
C7
okay.
number 1.
C2.
Yes.
No way.
427 C2.
Nah, bro.
That split window is one of the best designs ever.
Yes.
Ever.
Design-wise,
Of any car ever.
it's like Ferrari 250 GTO,
C2 Corvette.
C2 427 Corvette, or
Wait.
the 327
Did I
fuel
say-
injected.
I said 213.
That's
Yes.
exactly what
Okay,
you said.
that's what I meant.
Okay, you're good.
Gorgeous car, bad car to drive. Dog shit.
That's
to
not
drive.
important.
That's
not the
why.
point.
That's why I put it kind of low. It's
But it's
because it's not a
gorgeous.
good car to drive.
But
No,
you
it is
could-
A car
it is,
from 67, I'm not really concerned with
It
how
is-
great it handles.
It is
Right,
a
it's gonna
great,
drive like shit.
It is the best looking of the older Corvettes. That's why it's on the top of my older Corvette list.
No, it's not, because your C4 went way
C4's
above it.
dude. It's from the 80s. I have to love it.
No, you don't. Just
I
because
do.
that's your thing doesn't mean you have to do it all the time. Okay, anyway, whatever.
If it makes you
So
feel
C-
better, they don't. It doesn't stay that way in the next couple. It's fine.
C7, C2, and then I struggled with this one, but I think if
push came to shove.
No, I don't know. So C5 and C6 for me are tied because I don't think the C6 is super great looking. But
so much better.
Mechanically, it's like a really, really great.
See, I like it.
Vehicle.
I like how the 6 looks.
I'm going to change my mind. So I'm going to say C6 and then C5.
Okay.
The thing about C5 is I'm kind of crushing on the C5 right now because I think it's a bargain.
It is. It's a hell of a deal.
Oh, it's a hell of a
And
bargain.
you put wheels on it and coilovers on it.
It's
and like,
that car's no joke.
Right. But not only that, but just like get it really well detailed. And you're like,
it's a nice car.
Man, it's a really nice looking car.
I was way into that car in like high school. When it came out. Or like, I guess
you can get them for like 10 grand.
Yes.
I don't know. It's a great car. You can get angle kits for him now.
Well, then Josh Jones gets his and just throws an alignment and decent tires on it.
That's
He's
a
way
7. Sorry.
way fucking faster
Wrong,
than me.
Josh.
I know.
So, yeah,
I know.
That's frustrating.
I know. So C5, C6.
Josh is some sort of like freak of nature when it comes to driving.
That too.
So don't take that too harsh on yourself.
But doesn't he have a Z06 though?
Yeah.
So
This
he's got
is a
more
Z.
power too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But still, it's like,
He's also,
I know,
but he's
I
also
know,
a freak
I know.
of nature.
He's
So
fa-
like, don't
he's
be too
fast as
hard
fuck.
on yourself there.
it's just
Okay.
bone stock cars fucking faster.
If money
than me,
was
by
an
like a lot.
object, I'd have a really hard time. I think picking the C6 over the C5. If it was like Z06,
Okay.
man, I don't know. It's so
think
frustrating. I don't know which one I like better.
If I had to
I didn't
include
struggle with
sale
these.
price in any of this, my list would have been radically different.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, okay.
Let's not count prices.
C7, C2, C65, C3, and the reason for that is you could still get a 427 C3, even though some of the later C3s were some of the worst.
Yeah.
C1, which I really don't like the first generation Corvette.
What's that really do?
No,
Like, I mean, it's not like
It's a bad
track car. I mean, it's
It came with a 6.
like a Sunday cruiser for me.
just the first year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
But I don't have that.
See, I
Fucking
find-
cruiser car. Who are you? What did you just say?
See if I can find the picture.
What did he say?
Picture I'm thinking of.
He's-
Sunday cruiser?
Him and his,
Yeah.
his lady friend are out.
Yeah.
She's got her like
This is
scarf on, and
Yeah, this is my
and
car.
Do
he's
you live in
wearing his
do you live in
polo
an
and his-
auto
and his
insurance
khaki
commercial?
Yeah, this,
shorts.
Are you driving around a car with no badges on it? What the hell?
Yeah, the
Yeah, see,
see, I like that car.
He's got a pro touring one there.
It's not
but
bad.
I mean,
I don't love it though. I really don't. Especially
But this is weird for me because this has to be a convertible for me. I don't like the hardtop in the C1.
yeah, I just don't like that car for some reason.
there
I think
are
it's
not,
too old.
There are not very many cars that I would take as convertible over hardtop, but I think I'm with Robbie on that one.
I don't.
This is one of the few.
I don't
think
like
I'm with you on that.
50s cars, like just generally speaking, and I think it's too 50s design era for me to really like it. So that's why it's at the bottom.
Okay.
But I can
It's not at the bottom.
guarantee you that all the way at the bottom of the
Absolute
list is
fucking
the C4.
last.
I like the C4.
No,
I don't think you do. I
No,
don't
I
think if
do.
somebody was like, pick your top 3 Corvettes, that you would be like, yeah, I'm going to take that $3,000 C4.
I like the C4, man. I don't think they look that bad. I think they're good looking cars, and I enjoy them. I think they're great.
In my opinion,
I love
the
being an
ZR1
underdog.
doesn't count. You just take it out.
Yeah, it's in a
doesn't
league
count.
all its own.
I think that could go for all generations.
No, with the
Because
no. The
C7
atrocity of the first run of the C4s is so bad that putting a Lotus designed engine in it does not cancel that out. That's what I'm saying. Like it just does. You just throw that away. Damage is done already.
Was there a C5 ZR1?
No.
So they just had the
Z06.
base and the Z06.
Yep.
And was there a Grand Sport?
No.
Yes.
Not in the C5.
Just the C6?
Wasn't there a Grand Sport in the C4?
Yeah.
There was a C4 Grand Sport, yes.
Sorry, that's what I'm
Yes.
picturing right now.
And then that was what they did. They
Blue with the
copied-
white stripe.
blue
Yes,
with the
that's-
white stripe on the fender.
that's what I'm picturing.
And then they copied that for the C6, which was the wide body
Yep.
that looks like a Z06, but it had the base model motor.
Oh. But still, it's cool.
Correct. So that's my list. It's more correct than his. What's your
I
list,
mean,
Robbie?
that's a matter of opinion. It's fine.
This is I've argued with myself over 1 and 2, so I'm gonna go just to be difficult. C2 is my number 1.
Okay,
What?
I can respect that.
C2 is number 1.
It's interesting.
C7 is number 2.
I can respect that. We're good so far.
3 is the C6.
Yes, we're almost the same.
Then this is where I deviate.
Okay.
Then I go to the C1. For some reason, I really like that first convertible.
All right. I'll give you a pass on that.
Then I go to C5.
Yep.
Then I go to C3.
Yep.
Then I go to C4.
Okay.
So it goes.
I can be behind that list.
2, 7, 6, 1, 5, 3, 4. The correct list. Right.
Yes. So our top 3 is the same.
Jesus Christ.
And our bottom 3 is the same. Well, no, because you didn't like the 1.
No, I'm not a big fan of the 1.
Yeah, that's one of the few cars. Because for me, I picture that, and I also picture like just a really well done F100 as like just a show car. And to me, I don't have very many of those, and the C1 falls into that category for some reason. Always has.
All I can think about is Robbie living that Wrangler jeans lifestyle, like that.
I could live that lifestyle.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. He's throwing the football and the dog's running and everything's in like
I have a golden
3/4
retriever.
speed. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
The whole thing's in 3/4 speed.
He's kind of also kind of the Marlboro man.
Robbie's getting into his F100. He's a Wrangler jeans
King
for
Ranch.
men or whatever it is.
It's King Ranch.
I'd be all right with that.
That's all I can think about when you were describing that.
I always picture
garage
that
scenario.
I always picture that flat black one that slammed to the ground, but not quite that slammed to the ground. Just something that's real. It's low, nice, not overdone, just fun.
Okay.
Fair enough. Great list, Robbie. Good work.
Thank you. I tried really
Adam,
hard.
you got room for improvement. Let's go to the next one.
I'm not going first this time.
Oh, come on.
No, I'm not doing it.
Which one do we want to do? We want to do the Mustang or
Let's
the
just
Camaro?
continue with the GM nonsense.
Camaro. Fine, I'll
Let's
go
do
first.
the Camaro.
This
All
is
right,
where
so-
I deviate.
So he has
sure?
he has to love the second gen the most because he owns
I
them.
absolutely do not. It's almost at the bottom of the list.
Where
we might agree on a lot of things.
We
today.
might. So the first
I think
one.
this one will be less yelly,
So
less arguey.
2019 doesn't count. I'm taking that out.
That's fine. Is that considered six?
Yes,
Yeah, it's
it is.
Generation 6 still.
Yep.
Okay.
So 6th generation.
That's your
two-
first. That's your favorite.
That's 2015 to present.
Yes, I'm saying that's at the top.
Yep.
Okay.
And if they're like, you can have any Camaro tomorrow that you want, I'd be like, give me that Z28.
Hell yeah.
The new one?
Hell
yeah, the new one. Yep.
Well, not 19. The 18.
Yes,
Hell yeah.
that would be.
I'd be good.
I
I don't need the supercharger.
Speak for yourself.
The Z28 is not supercharged.
True, but I might put a supercharger on it. Who knows?
Well, that's fair.
Then I do C1
Okay.
because it's like the
Gen 1.
Yeah, the Gen 1. It'd be like the
Well, technically, it's a Camaro.
it's
Oh,
Camaro
that's
one.
okay. Yeah, you're right.
It'd be
not
like
bad.
it's like the 2nd generation Corvette for me. It's kind of that same idea. And then I would do the 5th gen. And then I think I would do the 4th gen because it is very similar to the 5th gen. And then I would go 2nd gen, 3rd gen. And the only reason that 2nd gen wasn't actually at the bottom was because you could get like 427,
Yeah.
early cars and blah 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 and stuff like that. There's a great period of time in the 2nd gen where there's no redeeming qualities. Actually, you know what? The 3rd gen really sucked too.
Third gen, you could get like
The third gen was
85
terrible.
horsepower Camaros.
Yeah, so I think no matter what,
My
it would be at the
GLH,
bottom.
my naturally aspirated GLH, I think may have been faster than some 3rd gen Camaros.
So yeah, I take that back. 3rd gen's at the bottom,
At the
no
bottom.
matter what. People do a really nice job modifying them, but I feel like you're putting a lot of lipstick on a pig. It's just not
You
a
can
great.
polish a turd all you want. It might be good looking. It's still a turd.
It's still a 3rd gen Camaro. So that's my list. Robbie, what's your list? Because I don't feel like your list is going to be that much different.
It really isn't.
Mine's not hugely different either.
They kind of screwed me up because I kept looking at the Generation 6 and I couldn't stop thinking of the 2019s.
I know.
And then I actually put that over and was like, okay, well, 6 is out. So then, but
Just pretend that 2019
19's
hasn't happened yet.
so that's Gen 7 in my eyes.
Yeah,
I
that's
thought it was
actually-
Gen 7. I was like, whew, can avoid that. I was like, damn it, it's still the same
Son
car.
of a bitch.
So I've actually driven the Generation 6.
We'll call it 6.2,
Yeah, we'll go with that.
like the Porsche.
I still am not a fan of driving this car, but it is the best looking. So the Generation 6 is my number 1. And then I go to Generation 4.
So you went you went all the way down to 4.
Yeah, the
Over
93 to-
5.
yes.
Interesting.
That is very interesting.
Because 6 and 5 are like so similar.
But the 6,
No, 4 and 5 are so similar.
Yeah, 4 is
6 is completely
4 is
different.
the 90s. The Gen 5 is the 2010, 2015, something like Bumblebee from Transformers.
Yep.
And then Gen 6 is 15 and on.
But looks-wise, the 5 and the 6 are very similar cars.
They're quite similar, yes.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking. Looks.
Oh, I see. Yep, I'm with you.
Physically.
They are similar.
Yeah.
They're very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would go Generation 6, then 4, then 1, then 5, then 2, then 3.
So you really don't like the 5 then?
Not really. I feel like it's almost there. And then Generation 6 kind of got
it.
rounded out the body lines a little bit. Made
They
it
look
a
so
little bit
much
looking.
better.
Yeah. Then
I don't know. I think
I've
I
always
think
liked the fourth
I think in
gen for some reason.
2010 though, the 5
like the first
that was
one.
pretty remarkable. You know.
Yeah. But then in 15 they fixed it. 15 was a good year.
No, I just mean that when that car came out, comparatively, I think it was
First,
it was really good looking.
When
Yeah.
when you jump from the 2002 to the 2010.
Yes,
I think
the
that
was pretty
Camaro
amazing.
was probably when bringing that retro styling back was a thing, because that's kind of when that car came out. You know, we had the Charger, the
Well, I guess Mustang was
Charger, Challenger, Camaro. You know, those cars were like bringing the retro back, right?
Right.
I think that the Camaro did it best at the time.
in 2010 for sure.
Yeah.
But definitely when they went to the C6 for the first year, that was they kind of
Yeah.
I don't know. It just looks a little better. It's a little better design.
Yeah, the body lines are more of what I'd like to see.
Right. Can't see out of it, but you know.
Yeah, it's not
not the
great
point.
to drive.
It's
But
not
then
the
again,
point.
neither was the Generation 4, so I guess I haven't driven any of the other ones.
Fair enough.
This will make you guys happy.
Is it similar?
651
Okay.
423.
So we agree that the 3 sucks.
Yeah, nobody here likes the 3.
It's the 80s car.
Yeah, which
That's pretty amazing, actually.
See,
I'm
so
surprised you
that's-
didn't argue about that.
No, because
but then again, the IROC was kind of cool.
no.
I remember.
No, the whole point of the IROC is that it's not cool.
I remember.
It sucks.
There was one.
They're not cool, Robbie.
A guy had in high school.
No.
that had nice rims on it.
Everybody's
There's
like,
always
the
the
IROC's
one.
pretty cool. Everybody brings up some dude
Just
in high
one.
school.
There was one that I liked.
No.
That the guy had in high school.
See, I think-
it was well maintained. It was like
If we did, and we can do this in the future even, if we did Generations of Firebird, that era would have been higher up for me. Because they did some cool things with like turbo V6s, and I think they looked way better in that generation as well than the Camaro.
We can have that argument in another episode. I'm good with that.
Yeah. So
I think that'll ruffle some feathers.
but the Camaro is just, it's not there for me, and I love 80s things.
I know
and
you do.
that's like one of my least favorite 80s cars, like iconic 80s cars.
How
I should
dare you?
say.
Do you think that that's worse than the Mustang 2?
No.
We'll get there.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that's literally the worst.
Is the
thing.
Mustang 2 an 80s car? Because I think of that as a 70s car.
It might be
We'll get
To
there.
me, that's
yeah,
a
we'll
70s
get there.
We'll get
car,
there.
I guess.
Foreshadowing.
It's kind of like the Cavalier came out in the 90s, but that's a 2000s car to me. The generation of Cavalier that I like.
Yeah, no, I
Because,
would-
yeah,
I
it
would-
came out in like 97 or whatever.
it's
but, like,
the-
I think
the
of that as
tuner.
like a 2000s
You're right.
car.
Yeah,
era
it's
car.
technically the Mustang 2 is technically a 70s car.
Yeah, like even if they made it into the 80s.
No,
it's
it didn't
still
even
a
make it into the
70s car
80s.
to me. Oh, really?
No, apparently not. Just missed it.
There you go.
Okay.
Anyway,
not a
that's
lot
my list. I don't know why the 4 is so low for me. It's not the bottom, but
No,
I just again,
that was again.
if it was the Firebird, it'd be higher.
Oh yeah, that generation Firebird is.
Ooh, those are
tops.
nasty, man.
That
That's
WS6,
Ooh, buddy.
An
Bro.
an
Ooh,
02
buddy.
WS6.
bro,
Every time that comes up for sale,
hot diggity dog.
Buddy, in black on black,
black
on black, on black.
with chrome rims.
That hood,
Black-
oh
black
man,
leather,
that hood does some
ram air
things
hood.
for me.
That is a
me
great
tell
looking
ya.
vehicle there.
But-
There's a guy from my high school I still kind of hate to this day because his grandpa bought him a brand new one for his fucking
I think
birthday.
I even know who you're talking about.
And
Screw that guy.
Very nice guy.
Yeah.
We've never had any problems.
No.
reason to dislike him. But his grandpa bought him a 2002
Black one?
black WS6
Yeah,
on
I
his
know who you're
16th
talking
birthday. And I hold it against him because it's so gorgeous.
That is a monster of a car for
For a
He almost
16-year-old?
died in that car
I would think so.
multiple times from what I was told.
I think he still has it.
I would hope so.
Oh, well, good for him.
He's not really a car guy, to my knowledge.
No, I think he just had that.
He has that car, and it's a great car.
Yeah, it is a great car. It's very good.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't really have a lot to argue about with the Camaro because I think we're kind of, in general, kind of in the same place.
Good, because we get to argue about the Mustang now.
Yeah, this will be good.
Robbie, you haven't gone first, so
there we go.
All right, let's try to get this picture so it fits better.
Robbie's got the generations on the interwebs.
He's so good with the pictures and whatnot.
What we didn't do is describe the years very well.
Robbie,
so maybe on this last one. Maybe on this last one we'll
like right now at this moment,
so I can see.
Yeah, do you mind? I'm trying to set up.
I don't even have
here.
my
You
phone
just
on
keep
me.
talking.
All right, never mind then.
As I was fucking saying, we didn't describe the years very well. So on this one, I will try to fill in with the years because I have the Wikipedia page open. So
this picture says it right.
We're all GM people, so just kind of comes natural.
Robbie is just because the motor that comes.
I don't know anything about anything.
He's a GM guy now.
I don't know anything about anything.
No, he's a GM. He has more GM shit than all of us. Yeah,
yeah, we've indoctrinated.
He's a GM guy now.
We've indoctrinated.
He is the GM guy. He's the GM authority.
I'm the GM Nissan guy.
I'm just everywhere.
No, you're more GM than Nissan.
As long
as I got a
GM vehicle with a GM engine, and you have a Nissan vehicle with a GM engine. So
and then a
you have
Nissan vehicle with
no engine, which means
shit, he's gonna put a Nissan in it. Yeah, you will
so
be.
It's half and half.
Half and half.
He's planning. There was also a point in time where he said he would never put an LS in the 240
until the SR20 let me down so much.
Why wouldn't you put an LS in the new Nissan? Because then you could swappy swap.
Well, because
swappy swap.
I think it's a budget thing.
Yeah,
I don't want to spend. My goal was to have that car completely ready to go for less than $5,000.
Right,
and putting a VQ.
Have you ever been to a junkyard before?
Yeah, but getting that to work correctly.
It's not as cheap as the internet says it is.
No. Shut up. Everybody shut up. It's a drift car. You don't need the other intake. You don't need the different fuel rails. You don't need the different computer. Just get a GM truck engine, shove that shit in there.
It's not as
use the wiring harness from the pickup. Yes, it is.
Half of his budget's going to be eaten up in T56.
You don't need to put.
No, they make an adapter that goes to the transmission I have.
Right. You don't need
which is to
make the hood fit.
Better.
It is a drift car. The end.
That's just it though.
The only reason you have to do all that shit.
We just lost our drift track.
The only reason you have to do all that shit to do the thing, to swap the intake, to do the blah, 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 $1,500 later is to get the hood to close. You don't need to do that.
But what if we don't have a place to go
if I lost my drift track, I need to have this car to do other things. That's why I'm not putting an angle kit on it or overbuilding.
But if you want,
I'm not overbuilding the car. That's the point.
Okay, fine then. If you want to do it to do other things, why wouldn't you have it be the same platform as the car that you already have, so you can exchange parts? So when something goes wrong,
drop the fucker in there and
so that when something goes wrong, until it blows up,
and then I just get another one and drop it right in. And
look, now you've already spent more than one truck motor. That's all I'm saying. Just get one engine.
I support VQ things, Robbie.
No, the VQ.
Your car doesn't run. You're out of this conversation.
I just love VQs, and I make terrible financial decisions.
I like the VQ as well.
I love the VQ,
and I vowed not to overbuild. I think 2 cars in a row.
You can really fuck up a VQ sound, but you can also make them sound really good. I think they sound great.
Go to any race team and tell them you want to run 2 separate engines in your race cars, and you listen, Mr. Engineer, okay? You sleep on that tonight. When you go to bed, you put your head is hitting the pillow. You're gonna go, motherfucker. It doesn't make any sense. It's gonna come around. Just get a transmission adapter and get a truck engine and stop with the madness. No, maniac.
That adapter is shockingly expensive.
I realize it is.
I already have 2 drive shafts for the DQ. I just want to have 2 running cars.
No, you Daniel, need a new drive shaft.
Daniel, you're listening
because you're using the CD009.
Oh yeah, you're right.
That's not a good excuse.
Thank you. But you don't have to do that.
Whose side are you on anyway?
Daniel, it's episode 162, and it's when I said I told you so. So when we get to episode 198 and his shit blows up and he's buying another engine.
I never said never. My plan right now is to just put a VQ in it and get it to run and have a car for less than $5,000.
When he blows it up, he'll put an LS in it. He's going to spend more money and wish he just put the LS in to start with.
Yeah, I never said I wouldn't do that. That's not the plan.
Maybe I'll change the name of this episode to I Told You So we can find it easier.
Oh, shit.
All right, anyway. No. You're the GM guy. You're putting a GM engine in it. Let's talk about Mustangs.
Let's swap the world. So... my number... Well, you got way sidetracked. Give me the generations and the years, please.
Okay, so you want the years. So on the Mustang, first gen, 65 to 73.
Yes.
Second gen, 74 to 78. It's a really short generation there. I was kind of
Shocked.
Yeah.
Third gen, 79 to 93.
Oh, wait a second.
Yep.
So is third gen?
Fox body.
It's all Fox body. There's 2 generations of Fox body.
So the first gen.
See, we should have done this on the other ones. Apparently, we don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, I'm confused
Okay, so the first gen.
because I just had
I'll
this
explain
in my
it.
head.
I'll explain. That's fine. The first gen is everything from like the 64 and a half, which is like the Secretary's Mustang,
Yep.
Yeah.
up to, and this is where it's a little bit weird. It goes up to 74, so that includes like the 71 restyle.
Bitch, that really. Okay, I thought
Or no,
that
not-
was
not-
second
not-
gen.
Not 71, 69. Sorry.
I thought that
Yeah,
was second gen.
No, that's first gen still.
Okay, well,
All
that
that's first gen. See, it's
changes
why we're supposed to
everything.
fucking do this at the beginning.
Jesus
All right,
Christ.
we're all on the same page. Second gen is Mustang 2.
Two.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it's in the name, man.
Right, it's in the name. I should have known.
Okay.
Ford was just making sense then.
Third
guess.
gen
The Fox body.
Fox body.
See, I just know them by their.
That's fine. We can
by
talk
their
about them like
chassis.
that.
See, I don't-
But
I
let's
don't know
go
the
through this
chassis.
too.
Fourth gen
SN 95, so that'd be
Yeah, boy.
94 to 2004.
Okay,
Fifth gen, this is the retro one,
it's the new Edge
S197,
S197. Yes,
and that's from 2005 to 2014. Sixth gen is 2015 to present, S550.
okay. So that was my next thing. So the current gen and what like the Falcon car that always shows up at Grid Life, those are the same generation Mustang.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay,
Is that pretty good?
because those don't have IRS, do they?
Yeah, the
The
sixth
early
generation.
all S550s have IRS.
Are you going to make me make that sweeping statement about a Ford product? It says it on Wikipedia.
Man, there's more there's less
Yes.
gens.
We'll go with it.
Okay,
less
on
gens than I
Wikipedia it
thought.
says the sixth gen has IRS.
Okay. All right.
There.
Moving
I
on.
thought that there were 8 gens of Mustangs.
You're adding some generations in there.
Well,
Did you think there were 2 generations of Fox bodies?
No, I thought
thought
that
there was 2
I thought
generations
that
of the
the
first
current generation of or the Mustang they make today
Yes.
and what was apparently the first year of S550. I
Okay.
thought those were 2 separate chassis. I didn't realize that was S550 in 2010 or whatever.
No.
15.
You didn't listen.
15.
Fifth gen, S197, 2005 to 2014.
Right. But
Sixth gen,
15. On.
2015 on IRS.
so what was the last
S550.
year? What was the last year of the S197?
2014.
It's
What's so confusing?
so screwed up.
I'm so confused. I okay.
Do you want to go back to the
No,
Fox
I'm there
body
now.
and come forward?
I'm there now.
Okay.
I'm there now.
Just look at
I
that
thought
picture.
that car. I can't see that picture, Robbie. Those are just a bunch of red blobs. I thought that car and the car that Jordan has were 2 separate generations of Mustang.
Which are you referring to as that car?
Jordan, the last year of S197
Yes.
and Jordan Sharp's car. Those are the same generation of Mustang.
Yes.
Wait. No.
No.
No. Now I know why you're screwed up. 1994. So the car that you're thinking of.
Yes.
Yes. I misled you on this. I apologize.
Okay.
Fourth gen is 1994 to 2004. So that includes
Okay.
that restyle
Yes,
that
yes,
happened
yes.
in 1999.
I'm there now.
Yes.
I'm
okay.
there now.
I don't know if there was a generation name for that car. The Mustang debuted code name 197 blah 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 for the first time. Let's
There's
see
so
here.
many people yelling at their David.
Oh, yeah.
David Allen is upset.
What?
Right
Mustang
now.
people need to calm down. Hold on a second. So, okay, I see where. So the S197 and the new Edge are the same generation.
Okay.
That's where it's a little screwy. Leave it to them to make
All right.
that.
So
make
I
that
have
twice.
I have Robbie's picture now.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm ready to go.
Okay, we're good now.
I have the correct number of generations
Glad
in
we
my
got
head.
through that.
This changes so many things.
Yeah, that's the problem, though, is, because there's a few things.
Because
Like,
I thought that there were more generations than there were, and that really changed things for me.
Okay.
Because I thought Gen
Do you want
1.
to split out the new Edge? Would that make you feel better?
No, 'cause
Well, I
it
also thought
totally
that
throws
Gen
off
1
mine.
was 2 generations.
Understood.
Because that really changes things too.
Do you want to
No,
It's up to
we're
you. All right,
nope,
it's too late.
Nope,
All right, go, Robbie.
Nope,
Go.
we're running with this.
All right, so my first choice is the 6th generation, 15
Yes.
on. I still think the 15 Mustang is the best looking Mustang.
Okay.
And then anything now is good. And then I go all the way back to the 1st generation.
Okay.
I prefer the fastbacks, but it is what it is.
Okay.
Then this is I think where we're going to start to argue. 4th gen.
Okay.
Incorrect.
Then
We'll go with that.
Then 5th gen.
Okay. I'm surprised that you put 5th behind 4th.
I like the looks of the 4th more than I like the 5th.
I'm with you.
Which version of the 4th?
See, that's the problem though.
See, that's the thing.
I have to if I have to lump them together.
4.1 or 4.2?
Yes. I don't know. 2? Yes.
Yeah.
It's only one generation, so it doesn't matter.
I know. That's
Okay, so
was frustrating.
continue.
So I went 6th, 1st, 4th, 5th, 3rd, obviously then 2nd.
Right.
right. Yeah, no, I don't think there's anybody who's going to say that the Mustang 2 is anything but the worst Mustang of all time.
So I would like to argue with you more. First of all, you're completely wrong about the 4th gen. I will say that. But my list is not hardly any different. So 6th gen, 1st gen. And let me preface that by saying I don't...
first.
Late first.
Well, yeah.
So anything from like 67 on. I don't like pre-67 cars. There's something weird that happens with that very first, like the 1.1 version of the Mustang.
Yep.
Where people think that they're cool.
They're not.
They're so not cool.
They're
everywhere. There's like 6 billion of them, and for some reason people think that they're collectible and cool and blah, blah, blah.
No, and they weren't very good.
They were bad cars. They're
not
freaking everywhere.
They're
There's
not
a
muscle
million of them.
cars. They're not fast. Stop.
That's why I call them secretaries cars, because they're not.
Absolutely.
It's
But
not.
That's,
It's
that's
not
the problem
cool. It's
because
not
the
cool.
later gens of them are some of the best.
Yeah, so like
The
67 on.
fastback.
Yeah.
Oh, bro.
67 on is great, and I actually like the 69 restyle. I know some people don't, but I like the Mach 1.
Love.
So I'm in on the Mach 1. I like the Boss.
No, not big on that.
I like the Boss series cars. I'm in on all that stuff. Really don't like that first gen.
Where
like-
Shelby built his name.
Yeah. Yes. So I just realized I know somebody that has a early first gen, and
You're not sorry.
I'm not that sorry. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm not a Ford guy either, so
No.
you know,
Yeah, this is
take it with a grain of salt. You could get a 289.
clearly we're not Ford guys based on the
We couldn't get no idea what the generations were. Actually,
we were like I was able to make the Camaro and Corvette lists out of my head. Like I was just there.
I could probably tell you the years if we went through the Corvette one.
I'd be close.
I got nothing.
1983 is the year they didn't make a Corvette.
It's a true story.
I learned something today.
There you go. See.
This is educational.
Anyway, let's
podcast.
finish up your list.
Okay, so where was
I don't even know where you're at.
Start again.
6,
One.
first, 5th,
Okay.
the 197,
Yep.
3rd,
Yep.
Ugh.
4th, 2nd.
4th, 2nd.
That's what I figured you'd say.
You're gonna tell me how shitty the engine is in the 4th generation.
I am going to tell you, Robbie, in 1990, whatever year they made that piece of
94
shit.
to
1994, the 4.6 liter,
Yep. Go on.
okay,
Tell me.
4.6 liter V8,
Yep.
it's 4.6 liters of V8
Which is almost 5.7
in
liters.
1994. Okay, your competitor is the LT1 in 1994,
Yep.
makes 300 horsepower, blah, blah.
Yep.
Makes 215 horsepower.
That's a nice little
How
four-cylinder.
did it
they
even
got.
fucking
I was
move out
gonna
of its
say,
own way?
My 2001 Audi TT made 225.
I think a stock SR20 is 220.
Right.
How? Hold on to your ass, though. Just wait.
Keep me in my seat, please.
1998, Ford went, oh shit. That LT1, when they finished producing that, made like 320 horsepower. Oh no, now they're making LS ones, make between 320 to 350 horsepower. Hold my beer. 225 horsepower,
Shit,
bitches.
son.
Oh, damn, son.
Shit, son.
But they sound okay.
They sound
How
great.
could you GM makes an engine that makes 350 horsepower,
See,
and you go, 225, right? That's where we're at.
You're arguing pony cars and muscle cars, though. They're not even the same.
Not in the Camaro.
Not in the Camaro.
Yeah, you're right. The Camaro's not supposed to be a muscle car.
I can't.
I'm not going to argue with you.
It's not acceptable.
I'm not going to argue.
That's not acceptable
I just
as
think
a choice.
It's a good looking car.
It is a better looking car to me.
It's a horrible looking car.
No, it is not horrible looking.
The SN95 is a horrible looking car.
No, it's not.
Not only that, the name doesn't make any sense. They started making it in 1994.
I literally don't even care what the names are. I'm not going to learn them.
It's a stupid car. It's stupid.
I will
Everything
tell you-
about
I'm not
it's
gonna learn them,
stupid.
he
The interior's
says.
stupid.
I refuse to allow that to take up space in my brain.
If it made,
the fourth gen,
if
94
it
to
made 270 horsepower or more, I would give it a pass. It's the poseriest, stupidest guy in high school who thinks he's cool and he's really, really not cool. My neighbor that wears a leather jacket is a bad automobile.
There's a guy at work that brings his SN95 Mustang to work, and I'm like, yeah, he probably bought that in high school. Thought he was king shit.
Hold on a second. I assume my neighbor probably doesn't listen to this podcast.
We'll find out.
If you dress like Fonzie and you used to own a Mustang, I'm talking about you. Here's the thing. So he had this V6 Mustang.
Oh yeah, you told me about this.
I think I feel bad about this.
No,
Like,
you
he actually
don't.
did like this car. He did like this car.
No one believes
And
that
it
you
had,
feel bad about
like
this.
stupid accessories on it, and it had
Pet Boy stuff.
and it had a catback on it, even though it was a V6. And somebody ran into it, and they must have totaled it.
You said this is the biggest smile on your face. I should feel bad about this.
I assume it was insured. If it wasn't insured, then it's not very funny. But like,
Well, that's on him then. You should always have insurance.
you should. Well, somebody else did it. Somebody else crashed into it. Clearly, based on where I got hit. But I was
Right.
like, "It's not a cool car, man. Like, I don't know what to tell you."
Just for
Which
horsepower.
yeah, I'm a snob. I get it.
The horsepower argument, an Integra Type R from that same relative generation made
Yes.
200.
You bus links on a Mustang, because what did it weigh?
I
Like
would've-
3,500
Yeah, I
pounds.
assume it weighed way less,
Had to
and
have.
it probably had a better gear ratio and stuff like that.
Yeah, you
because it was
bus
some
linked that
little,
Mustang.
high strung
Yep.
little 4-cylinder that was designed to be a fast race car. So
I think
yeah.
my GTI made 205
I would think.
horsepower.
It should have made 180. Oh no, you had
No,
a
the
VR6.
I had a
didn't you?
VR6.
Yeah,
It
I'm
was
not
like
sure what that
200
was at.
something.
Yeah, probably.
I know that in the year, the 2005 wasn't that excusable either. But anyway, so I don't even remember what year I had. I had 2004, and I think in the same year, the GTI was faster to 60 than the Mustang.
It's quite possible.
That's dumb. It's
No,
not.
I-
There's no excuse for that.
No,
I
there
think
isn't.
the Fox body had made similar power, but it was an 80s car. That was reasonable at the time.
Right.
I guess.
So they didn't move anything forward. So should we go on my list real quick here?
Yeah, that's
Sure.
great.
So 6,
Great.
Yeah,
I think we're all there.
Yep.
1,
Yep.
later gens of 1.
About the same. Yep.
Yeah.
3,
What?
Fox body, please.
Mine was 3 was 4 for me. So
4, 5, 2.
that list wasn't that different. I don't know why you guys like that 4th gen Mustang. I don't know if I could trust you anymore.
It's all the Fox without the box.
and to be fair,
Which actually I think is a bad thing because I think
Yeah, it's all-
basically what
that's all
that's
bad.
saying is that it's the Fox body engine
yeah, without the small boxy body.
without
on it.
the small lightweight Fox body that made the Fox body the
Man.
great car that it is.
How much the new? Hold on a second. I'm just curious. All the confusion about the generations. So on the new Edge, they did.
To me, the new Edge
So,
is like
you
the
could get-
early years of the S197, which I don't like. The later years of the facelift, I guess. I think the retro styled one. I think that's a decent looking car.
Yeah, I think that's fine. And
But
you
like
could get.
the one that like I mean I know that Jordan Sharp's car is wildly different, but I know that's a car that you guys know.
Yes.
The non-Cobra version of that car, I think, is one of the worst looking cars of that era.
Yeah, I'm right.
Just the regular GT one or
Yeah,
the V6?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with
Oh,
him.
you know
on
what's
it.
It's
terrible?
so bad. And,
You know what's
and like
terrible?
there's so many soccer moms with convertible versions of that
That's what I
car.
was
And
gonna
I
say.
just
with,
can't
with the 3.8 in it.
can't take
Yeah.
it seriously. The Cobra was cool because it had this really loud,
Cobra is cool.
ridiculous supercharger on top of a sweet motor.
And
that
it had an
sounds
IRS.
Great. And yep.
So it
but
was-
And then the later the facelifted towards the end of the S197 era, that's a decent looking car. I like that one. It can be pretty cool. And the motor that's in that was all right. But I don't know. I just can't get past. Like I said, I thought those were two separate generations of Mustang.
I did too.
And I also thought that the first gen was split into two. I thought the Mustang 2 was the third.
That's not the right generation, Robbie.
I have no clue.
Damn it. We don't know shit about Ford cars at all.
500 too. I mean, that's like talking about.
That's the fifth gen.
Man.
Yeah. I'm reading this thing about Ford.
Oh, this one.
Nope, that's still the wrong generation. That's the 5th gen.
Damn it.
I'm reading this thing about Ford Australia. And apparently, so they didn't sell many Mustangs in Australia, but they did make a V10 convertible.
What?
Wait, what?
I don't think it was a production car, but Ford Australia made a V10 convertible.
So they took the V10 truck motor, which by all accounts was a terrible engine.
And wait. Because it's Australia, mate.
A boat anchor.
Mate. So what they did is they took the V10 truck motor and then they put a supercharger on it.
But I think they
shoved it in a Mustang.
I think they make a boatload of torque, and that's what you need to do burnouts. So it works in Australia, allegedly.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah, if it existed, that would have worked fine.
Yeah, fair enough.
Just a quick side note. Now that we're with Australia, the picture that was posted on the Facebook group of the yoked out kangaroo, easily the most terrifying thing I've ever seen in my life.
You talking about the jacked one?
Yeah, it's terrifying.
Have you not seen that picture of that jacked one before?
I've seen it once or twice, but it never is less terrifying again.
Yeah.
It's super jacked.
So he's like those guys that you see walking around that can't put their arms by their sides.
They can't scratch their shoulder.
Yeah, they're just like, they got to have their elbows out the whole time.
Why are his muscles so big?
I bet it's.
Why is his veins so big?
I bet it's that. It's probably that same genetic defect that those cows get, those bulls get. They get like super jacked.
Yeah.
You seen those?
Yeah, I've seen them.
Like no fat on them at all.
I've seen them where they put like steroids in them.
No, there's this like a breed of bulls that get this genetic mutation that makes them just freaking huge.
Or like
a jacked bull.
You ever seen
wait, don't look
like
that up.
Bald gorilla?
Tell me about it, Joe Rogan. Where's this conversation going?
Dude. Holy shit.
Scary.
They're terrifying animals.
This is literally a conversation that's been on Joe Rogan before.
Yeah, it always comes back to that, doesn't it?
It does.
Sorry.
Did you find a picture of it?
Oh, here's one.
Bald gorilla. Yeah, because don't they get a genetic mutation that makes them bald?
I don't know.
There's some breed of gorillas that have some sort of genetic thing that goes wrong, and they don't grow any hair.
Rogaine or some Just for Men. I'm sure they'd be fine.
How about this one?
Bosley, grow your own hair.
Is that?
I don't know. It looks like a chimpanzee, not a gorilla.
Yeah, it's not a gorilla.
Yeah, that's a chimpanzee.
But it doesn't matter. Mustangs.
That's a terrifying animal.
Anything else to say about Mustangs?
Not really.
Mustang 2 is not good.
Not even a little bit.
There's a lot of bad Mustangs. I mean, like, let's be real.
Real talk.
I think the problem is the motor.
Yeah, but he doesn't like the way the fourth one looks.
If you take the SN95, let's pretend for a minute that it makes 350 horsepower from the factory. Does that redeem it in any way in your eyes?
It redeems it in some way, but I hate the look of it.
You don't like the way it looks?
The way it looks.
Even performance statistics aside, you don't like the way that car looks?
No, if somebody's like, you just pick the Mustangs based on the way they look, it's still down there with the Mustang too. It's still at the bottom.
That is interesting to me too.
Because I think that they're
nice looking cars.
I don't know why you guys like there's something weird about the styling of it that is like really.
That's kind of why I like it.
It's super like roundy, and I don't know.
I like
that.
It's
like the wheels are too small.
You can fix that.
There's just something weird about it's everything. There's no. I guess maybe that's why they call it the new edge, but there's like no solid lines to it. It's like everything's super roundy. The interior's super roundy.
New edge is the later gen, is the next gen.
No, it's the same gen.
SN95 is not the new edge.
No, but it's the same generation of Mustang. We've literally said this like 6 times.
We've had that conversation.
The 4th generation is the SN95 and the new edge.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
You want to redo your list?
No. I'm sticking with it, but only the early generations of
Thank you. That's the conversation
SN95.
we're having. Yes.
Damn it.
That should have been a separate generation. That should.
I'm so
It is really confusing because they look completely different.
So Jordan Sharp's car
Is a fourth gen.
is an SN95.
No,
New Edge. It's a New Edge 4th gen.
the chassis number or the code name is not indicative of the generation of car. So the fourth generation. Just
I hate it so much.
want
No, I
one
quit. I quit.
cam and push rods for fuck's sake. Okay, no, okay.
I quit. I'm done
The
with
fourth
this.
generation
Let's do the news.
is
I
90
can't take this anymore.
Everyone else has it figured out by now.
No, I don't though. I'm so confused.
We're done with this segment.
All right, fine. I'm moving on then.
Who's presenting the news?
Sorry about that stupid
I don't
idea.
get it.
The fourth generation is the SN95 and the New Edge.
Okay.
The fifth generation is only the S197 because it's all that.
Okay.
But there's like 2 generation of Fox bodies too that are different.
Well, that's just a facelift. They look the same except one has 2 headlights and one has 4. And that I can get. That's just a simple facelift. That's understandable. But from the SN95 to the New Edge, that is a radical change. That is a new generation to me.
They say it's reskinned.
Oh, so it's the same.
To me, that's a new gen.
But they already said that was the Fox out the box. So
Even if
it's the same 3 times in a row.
Even if the underpinnings are the same, it's a new gen to me because that's a completely different car.
Yes.
Visually.
But we have it figured out now.
Because that's like the 5th gen and the 6th gen Camaros.
Yeah.
Are they that different?
No.
Maybe there's something chassis-wise different that we're not aware of.
I don't know, man. Well, I'm sure that because the 6th gen is where the Alpha platform came.
Yes, you're right. It is different.
So, but
Mustang has more generations than they're leading on.
yeah, exactly. That's where I'm at. I think that's what we've decided.
So
Ford doesn't know how to define.
there's
There's
at
8
least
generations,
eight
8 or 9 generations
I'm gonna
of
have
Mustang.
Logan will write a letter to Ford about this because they're
Don't do that
clearly
again.
confused.
All right, we're going to do the
Christ.
news. Now that that's straightened out.
I think I finally
he's so lost.
no, I think I finally get it, but I'm really angry about it because it's wrong.
There's 9 generations.
I'm angry because you guys like the 4th gen. Adam's angry because he didn't realize what the 4th gen was.
Yeah, no, I'm actually really mad because I thought that was 4th and 5th gens. I thought those were 2 different.
In the 6th, 7th, and 8th, and 9th. Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
there's
an
at least
8th gen.
There's at least 8 gens
Did
of
you
Mustang.
write out like Gen 1,
I didn't
Gen
write
2,
out
Gen 3,
anything today.
Gen
This
8?
is I'm running off my head here, man. What are you talking about?
I had hoped that you would like Gen 8 Mustangs, S550, like you'd mathed out these extra
I
generations.
thought that's where we were at. Tell me I'm wrong though.
I don't disagree with you at all.
And the first gen,
I don't disagree.
The first gen, air quotes, Ford's idea of first. That's 2 generations of car.
yes, it is.
I thought when they did the 69 restyle, I thought that was the 2nd gen.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's not
No,
the
that's not
Mustang
true.
2. It's in the name.
I thought the Mustang 2 was like an asterisk. Like
Yeah.
it was
No,
threw
I
that
thought
off
they
to
were
the
just
side.
like, they were just like,
it's a Mustang TOO 2.
In addition,
the Mustang as well. So that yellow Mustang 2 that used to be in my neighbor's garage
yes.
still runs around my neighborhood. It's changed hands at least twice since he sold it, but it's still, and some guy is now driving it around, drives it all the time. And he has a set of arrow wheels on the back of it, like circle track wheels.
Yep.
Yep.
And they're way not the right offset. And they stick out like 3 inches past the fender.
Okay.
But they're not very wide. They're like a 15x6 maybe. But they're way the wrong offset. And so
Like it looks like a bug.
like half of the tire is sticking out past the fender. It's so bad. Like it's one thing when you have like some meat
Yeah.
and it just like
295s or
yeah,
something.
and it just inherently ends up sticking out a little bit. But I can forgive that
yes.
but that's not where he's at. He bought these wheels because they look cool and they fit. In his mind, they look cool. They don't look cool.
Or
Arrow
fit.
wheels don't look cool. Period. Well, By fit, I mean had the right bolt pattern.
It doesn't hit the brakes.
Yeah, exactly.
I was able to get all the nuts tight.
I'm using the word fit very loosely here. I just people make bad, but he has an El Camino that's exact. Or no,
Hell yeah, dude!
I don't know if it's a. I haven't looked. I can't. It's got the same like.
What lifestyle is this dude living? He's got a Mustang 2 and an El Camino.
Well, so the thing is,
Shit.
like, I can't get past the back tires enough to make sure that it's not a Ranchero. Might be a Ranchero.
Oh,
I couldn't tell you.
But I haven't looked at it closely enough to determine whether it's an El Camino or
Joe Dirt wannabe.
Dude, I live in the
fucking
trashiest place in the world.
Kid Rock listening motherfucker is this dude.
His house backs up to a railroad track, man. What do you want from the guy?
That is a fucking lifestyle.
It's like we were
dude.
talking earlier. He's got 5 lawnmowers in his yard. His yard hasn't been mowed in months.
I just can't imagine the dude. I can though. I can't imagine it. But like,
I can picture that.
like, man,
He's everything you picture, too.
maybe that's a better life.
driving
man.
through my-
Maybe that's a better life.
He's
of
probably
being
happier.
like,
He's
you
probably
know
much
what?
happier.
I bought these wheels off Craigslist from a Mustang 2. They were $100, and then I got my El Camino, you know, for driving back and forth to work, and now I can take my old lady out in the Mustang down to
Yeah.
Dairy Queen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe he's doing it right. You know what?
You know, he's got a car and a truck all rolled into one.
Right. He can take the El Camino
Like,
over to Home Depot.
Driving through my neighborhood's an adventure. Because for a long time there used to be a guy like basically right across the street from Ranchero / El Camino, whatever it is / Mustang 2 owner.
Yeah.
That had like the 80s Escort that had been turned into a Trar.
A Trar.
They had just basically cut off the hatch and welded the back door shut and made it a bed. It was a Trar. That was a thing. And then like there's a guy right around the corner from me who has a C4 Corvette. Jesus Christ.
Joe Dirt.
God damn it, Robbie. He's got a C4 Corvette and a Scion what is the XA? Is that what it was?
The small
one?
little car
The
thing?
little car.
The boxy
that
thing's
wasn't
the
the
B.
TC.
Yeah.
A.
It was the X.
A.
It's not the XB because I love the XB.
I would have figured you'd know that one.
So XA, right? Because it's not an IQ. It couldn't be that cool. But then he's also got like what I assume is fiberglass, like 32 Ford business coupe
Okay.
with like
It's kind of weird.
with like a small block and a 871 or a 671.
That's
Who knows?
weird.
It's got a blower
Okay.
on it. And then I also assume that's got like 1-to-1 pulleys and doesn't actually make any boost.
No, it probably makes 300 horsepower total.
Yeah, exactly. But like, you know, that's just the guy. There's a guy like right down a little farther who used to have like a lifted 80s Suburban.
Yeah.
And then he sold that and bought an Audi TT.
That's really weird.
That's a change.
And now that's for sale. And he's also a Harley guy in my neighborhood.
Okay.
And I can hear him when he enters town a
Of
mile
course,
and a half
yes.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never feel bad about driving the Omni around with the mildly loud exhaust.
No, I wouldn't.
I never feel bad about it because I'm not the loudest guy in the neighborhood.
I'm a little self-conscious if I ever drive it to work or go to something in the morning with my.
No, I don't feel bad about it at all because Harley guy.
Yeah, he takes the
Jesus.
cake for
He's
sure.
well, and he's like extra Harley guy about it too.
I'm kind of happy one of my neighbor's kids just bought like a really loud dirt bike or 4-wheeler. I actually haven't seen it. I've just heard it from a
Right.
long ways away. There's already been people complaining about it. I'm just like, nah, it's whatever.
Yeah,
it's cool.
He's having a time
He
of his
can
life.
keep it absolutely.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me any.
Does that kid across the street still have the 350?
That house is for rent.
The Z?
I don't think-
for rent?
Yeah,
Is that
I don't know.
is that allowed?
I guess
Your HOA's okay with renting? Do you know what happens with rentals?
not that rental.
Renters are
Renters ain't no good.
no.
No, but I don't think anyone's living there. Somebody bought it. But yeah, that Z's been gone for months.
Damn. You guys could have
So I
been Z-Butters.
brought a Z
Yeah,
in.
you got another one
Yeah.
in. That's fine.
Mine's a lot less
Keep the
noisy.
status quo.
His was like straight pipe though. It was
It's a lot less noise. I would hope it's less noisy. Until he puts a V8 in it, straight pipe.
Yeah, until he gets that truck motor.
yeah, that'd be cool.
When you go to bed, tonight, you just think about that. How little sense it makes as to an engineer to run 2 different engines in your race cars.
If I don't get a text message while I'm at work tonight that says, "Damn it, Michael," I'm going to be
Just
disappointed.
think about it.
No.
It's not that much different money.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
It is.
It's only
You don't need a hood.
you're over.
Yeah, I already
you're
got the hood.
overbuilding. You're going. You're taking this too far.
That's exact. I understand.
That's kind of what Robbie does, though.
Yeah, like I'm kind of want to get away from that.
Overbuilding, but yeah.
No, I mean with the what he thinks it's going to cost to put a V8 in it. In
Yeah,
his
I don't-
mind, he's overbuilt that.
Oh
He's-
yeah,
he's
for
gone
sure.
too far.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. That's
You
what
just
I'm
put that
saying.
in there.
Yeah, you just
You just
I don't hack shit.
pull.
No.
Pull a
No,
Luke
no.
Stilly. Do it right, but do it in like 3 hours.
and cheaply.
His were never swapped.
That's not true.
His G8 swapped.
That's still
His S chassis was
still-
swapped.
Yeah, that was not as cheap as you think it is.
Well, not the
That's
way that
because
he
no
did it.
V8
It's Luke's,
swap is
it's
as
Luke
cheap
Stilly.
as you think it is.
It's Luke. His GTO was swapped, and it had a truck motor.
That drops right in. That's different. That's
It drops right in the
in the same.
in
It's
the
got the
Z.
same motor mounts.
You can't get motor mount adapters for like $4.
No,
You can't make them.
I'm not putting shit that motor mounts in.
Oh, there won't be shit motor mounts.
Just make them solid. It's a drift car. We'll just weld that motor in
Just get the
there.
billet ones from Pizzichi.
No, don't do all that. Make your own motor mounts.
run
Haven't you
down the
watched
street.
Hot Rod Garage?
Run down to the-
Go
fuck
get
off.
on Motor Trend on Demand
Just fuck off.
Yeah.
it for free
Hot
and
Rod
watch my boy. I can't remember his name. I'm blanking on his name.
So
real
am I
hard.
now because
Shit.
you are.
Fuck. What's his name?
Come on, Tony Angelo.
Tony Angelo.
D'Angelo.
Jesus Christ. Watch Tony Angelo make motor mounts. It's really easy.
Yeah, you just got some like U channel like quarter
I'm
inch.
sure it's. I'm
and
sure
you
it's
just
fine.
He just weld it together.
weld stuff.
Slap it.
What's the
Slap it
worst
together.
going to happen? You break one weld, it's still in there.
Yeah,
It's not
you
going
just
anywhere.
weld it again. It's fine.
Just fix it.
Yeah, let's just get it running first. We'll worry about other shit.
He's
later.
getting nervous. Let's move on.
It's starting to make sense. We'll just slowly.
Chip away at it.
Yeah.
No, I already did the V8 swap.
Yeah, which means it'd be easy to do it the second time.
Now you know-
Tell us
exactly
know-
tell us about your Porsches.
Now you
please.
know all the mistakes you made. You won't make those twice.
Really didn't make a lot of mistakes.
Great, you're a pro then.
Just spent a fuck ton of money.
The 911 GT2 RS goes back into production after they sank
That's good news for you.
And a
But why?
fire.
But why did they sink?
because there was a fire
Oh, and where was that fire started?
by the French.
No, by the Porsche.
By the Porsche.
No, it wasn't set by the Porsche.
They burst into flames for no reason.
It's specific. The news article I read specifically stated that it started on the same deck as the Porsches.
No, it said it started on the car deck, and there were like 300 cars.
No, there's
on
like 2,000 cars.
Porsches.
There were like 34 Porsches on there.
Yeah, but let's
Any
You know
one-
what?
any
You know what was
statistic.
mostly?
Any one of those
You know
could
what
have
was
burst into
mostly on that boat?
Audis.
Audis.
Yeah, he's right.
Yeah, any of those cars could have burst into
Yeah,
flames
I
for
mean,
no reason
that-
at all.
No, it probably had something to do with the French people. That first of all, it was an Italian freighter, and it was
German cars
filled with German cars,
manned by French.
and it was in waters that were polluted by an oil spill being cleaned up by the French. So yeah, I'm sure that's not the only thing that
That
caught on
thing
fire.
was doomed from the start.
The Germans should have gone, this is not a good idea, and pulled the cars off of the Italian-French freighter.
Yeah, probably true.
That's all I have to say about that. It's just... There was a lot of bad things that happened
Yeah.
there.
So what were there, like 3 GT2s?
There were 4 GT2 RSs.
Yep.
And so they've decided to put the car back into production,
Rebuild those, or build those four. For
build those
for
four
those
customers.
so that those customers can still get their cars delivered like 6 or 8 months from now.
Yes.
I mean, when it's a highly sought after,
That's
rare,
good guy Porsche.
rare car. Yeah,
I don't think that like makes them less valuable or anything. 'cause
Might make them more valuable because they're like
these are the four that.
these are
newer.
The 4.
These are the 4 from the fire. This is one of the fire ones. Oh, shit.
oh,
You think that
there's articles about it.
when they build the GT2s, I wonder how that works. So are all 911s VINs consecutive? I wonder. I
Do
know
I look like I work at Porsche?
no, I'm just
You might know.
I'm speaking hypothetically here. I wonder, and then like so when they grab all of the 911s they're going to build GT2s out of, are those VINs consecutive? And then would these be not? Because that's the type of stupid shit that Barrett Jackson collectors go crazy over.
Yes. I wonder if you could go back and just get those. I mean, you know what the VIN numbers are, and you know what VIN number went to what owner. So I wonder if you could just use that VIN number.
No, someone could go get those cars.
It was
No,
quite
they're in the
clearly
oil.
stated that that's not going to be a thing.
And they're in the oil.
They're like thousands of
waters.
feet deep.
They found the Titanic.
I know, and it's like 3 miles.
Exactly. They could get this.
I don't think it's
someone
worth
could
it.
get those VIN plates.
It's not worth it.
I don't think it's going to happen, Robbie.
Who? James Cameron
Yeah.
and his little
Little
submarine thing that he has.
Yeah, he'd do it.
He would too,
He might.
but he'll make a
Yeah,
movie. He'll blow the ship up
He'll-
and make a movie.
He'll
out
make
of
a
it.
movie out of it. Yeah.
Didn't you see the last Transformers?
No.
They had a ship underwater.
No, I
The one
stopped
with Marky
watching.
Mark, not the Bumblebee one. The last one with Marky Mark.
There was 3 of those.
That's
I know,
not James
the last
Cameron though.
Oh, that's not
That's
James
Michael
Cameron
Bay.
That's
anymore?
Michael Bay.
Oh, that's Michael Bay, isn't it? Damn it!
All these white directors are not the same, Adam.
I just because isn't Michael Cameron known for blowing shit up?
No, James Cameron's not.
James
Or
Cameron.
James-
He did that.
Listen, these are different generations. Oh no, wait. Some things are the same.
I'm so
Adam,
conf- I'm
some things
still-
are the same.
You know what? I
Some
blame-
things are different.
I blame Ford.
These directors are different people.
I blame Ford
These
for my
Mustangs
confusion.
are the same
I
Mustang.
blame Ford for my confusion.
Same. All I can think about is
same.
Different. Apparently,
it's a different James. Let's not go there though.
Oh, I'm so confused. Anyway,
So there's 4 more Porsches in the world. Well, technically.
I mean, they're
And 4 less at the same time.
yeah. So we're still at the same.
Same number of Porsches.
These might burst into flames too. You don't know.
Just
Depends
give it
on if the
time.
French and the Italians have something to do with it.
I mean,
Maybe it was sabotage.
Good man.
The Italians are very
Vengeful?
vengeful people. Yeah, vengeful
Oh, yeah.
people. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Is that the
word you're looking for?
Vengeful people. Yeah, like,
yeah, they're
ah.
like Lamborghini, and then they start.
yeah,
Porsche
maybe
on
that's
fire.
exactly what happened.
Sure.
Or the French were like, we're rioting, and they just fire, like just this is something the
Molotov
French.
cocktail.
You know what? The French do
That's
set
not
a
what the
lot of
French
cars
do.
on fire. The French do set a
They
lot
do
of
riot.
cars on
They
fire.
do riot.
I bet that's what happened.
Were they?
They
Like,
just they were just like, oh, we're working, everything's good, and then one guy was like,
Riot.
revolution, and he threw a fiery rag or something, and they just instinct kicked in, and they all just burned that shit down. That's for sure what happened.
I'm good with that theory.
that's a really poor timing.
Yeah, he could have picked a different time.
Like maybe closer to shore.
yeah, when you're not like forever.
Yeah,
away.
yeah. At least everybody.
Did everybody survive?
They said everybody escaped.
It's a big ship.
I hope everybody survived. It was only 27 people,
Okay, so it's 27 people.
but I would
If
think
20
I think on a ship that size, you'd have adequate
from a
life safety.
from a worldwide standpoint,
yes.
is 27 deaths considered a tragedy? We have to ask ourselves.
Well, I would
that.
think so. With a shipwreck and a fire, I think that
I think the real.
who's
tragedy
asking?
here-
CNN.
Yeah, exactly. Is this a tragedy?
Yes,
or not?
it is.
Okay,
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think we
But-
would have
but they
known
didn't-
about
yeah,
it.
so
we need to ban.
We would have heard
ships.
about it.
We need to ban ships.
We need to ban fire.
We need to ban the
ban
French because the French start the fires. See,
What if it was the Italians though?
Ban them too.
we could ban the Italians.
All right, that's fair.
We just need German cars. I've always said German cars are better.
Yeah, that's totally what you've said for all of your.
Moving
with
on.
all the German cars you currently own.
All German cars I've owned have been fantastic.
That's not true.
It's not remotely true. It's been the worst cars.
Moving on.
Chinese electric buses reduce oil use more than all Teslas.
Oh, really? Yeah. So I've always said if you want to make a significant dent in our oil consumption and emissions output from cars or vehicles,
Yep.
you're chasing after the wrong thing by starting with passenger cars.
They figured it out finally.
Yeah, I think we said that 100 episodes ago.
161 episodes
Yeah,
ago.
go like the busing, the trucking. That's where
Yeah.
your oil.
Or hey, let's go larger, like maybe factories.
Ships.
Yup.
Ships.
Look at all the emissions from fires.
Yeah, can you no?
Look at all the emissions from the French setting all that oil on fire in the middle of the
Yes.
ocean.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of the Navy destroyer. How much fuel that?
Nah,
uses.
that's atomic energy. It's different.
No, that's a submarine. That's different.
Don't we have some of our aircraft carriers that run that too, though?
Do they?
I think our big ones do. I don't know. I'm not a ship expert.
I can tell you that they use diesel fuel nozzles.
Well, apparently not. They use diesel fuel.
I'm sure that the
How
smaller
large
ones,
is a fuel nozzle for a? Is that the hole?
No, that's it's the length. It's probably like the length of the microphone,
How big's the hole?
like the spray surface.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the GPM?
could I drink through it with
remember
like a
off the top of my
straw, or is it way too big
It's
for
like a
that?
garden hose, dude.
Okay, that's what we're asking.
Oofta. That's
Yeah,
a lot
yeah,
of
That's what
fuel.
we're asking.
And there's like multiples.
4 per cylinder.
Yeah, it's a gas turbine.
But like the cylinder's like, oh, you're talking the okay.
Yeah,
he's making turbines, not here, not
That's a lot.
Either way,
engines.
it's
not like
in
reciprocating.
the oil industrials they use diesel and
Right.
they use all sorts of different gases.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
There's other nozzles that'll have like air and then other gases and then other fuels all flowing in.
So you have an air nozzle,
Yeah, but it also has like gas and fuel. Well,
but they're separate nozzles.
no, it's the same nozzle with
an
different circuits.
atomizing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I wondered if you were trying to atomize.
I'm not involved in the industrial stuff though.
Oh, well, damn it!
he just
I was
did
interested there for a
airplanes.
second.
Yeah, the suit got
No.
super cool. All of a
But
sudden, and then
I
it
do
was
some.
like,
I do some stuff with the Navy stuff.
You could hear about it in his.
When
his
I go to the
speech.
lecture?
Yeah, when you go to his lecture.
No, it's closed. It's just
Damn
for a
it!
company.
No.
Not in the industry. See,
Son of a gun.
Yep.
I'm gonna try to sneak in. Is it in
It's
Vegas?
okay. It's okay.
No,
we
damn
know
it's in
we know
Connecticut.
him. We'll name drop. We'll just print
That's not
badges.
gonna. Trust me, that won't work.
We'll print badges and we'll name drop.
They take
We know
They'll
the
take you
s-
to FAA jail.
We know the speaker.
I don't want to go to FAA jail. That doesn't sound like fun.
Sounds worse than normal
It's
jail.
Guantanamo. It's Guantanamo.
Oh, shit.
Straight to Guantanamo.
No.
No judge, no jury.
So you're trying to tell me that electric buses use
Save more oil than Tesla.
Just
really?
just the Chinese buses save more oil than all of the Teslas.
yeah,
Why is it that the Chinese have 300,000 electric buses?
because there's a billion
Holy
people
shit!
every 2
Well,
miles.
I know, but I'm
not-
just saying.
Why are we not? Like they have.
Why are we not on the
300,000.
electric bus
Yeah.
thing?
What's up with that?
Because that sweet ethanol and that Iowa
It's true.
corn.
Yeah, he's exactly
Hybrids.
right.
It's that biodiesel from
Yeah,
the Iowa
biod-
corn.
It's That's soybeans.
It's the
Oh, my bad. Beans.
it's
Biodiesel's from soybeans.
so it's our fault.
It is our fault.
Yeah, absolutely.
The ethanol lobby is legit.
Oh yeah. Well, the biofuels, because don't forget about biodiesel.
Yes.
That if you replace every bus with a lithium battery, you're not gonna have enough lithium. But
It's
what's a
funny
whole
how-
other
The
conversation?
Chinese have it figured
Funny
out.
how that
That's
works.
a whole other conversation.
Just use lead acid batteries. It's fine.
Deep cycle. It's just a deep cycle battery. It's fine.
Yeah. Call up Optima. Get yourself a couple batteries. It'll be fine.
So worldwide, electric buses are saving 270,000 barrels of oil a day.
Oof.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of
That's
oil.
dramatic.
So
Wait,
like
how many are Teslas saving?
Oh, I have no idea.
Like, yeah, nothing. I mean, make no mistake, that's a luxury vehicle, and they found a niche that people can grasp onto. It has nothing to do about saving the
that is
environment or saving
that is
oil.
the Apple of cars.
100%.
Tesla is. And I am an Apple.
What's your point?
I'm just stating this.
Oh, okay.
It's a niche that.
Yeah,
it's an Apple.
you get people that are like, we're saving the environment, using
Yeah.
less oil, blah, blah,
It's
blah.
cool,
Yeah, but
it's the cool thing to own right now.
yeah, you're really not. But you're not driving a bus or taking the bus, the electric bus.
Or walking.
Actually, yeah, riding your bike or
Yeah.
taking the bus would be.
Or you could just drive your truck 15 miles to work.
Your minivan.
Hey, it happens. It happens.
So
All right, moving on.
Okay.
I don't know what to do with this story. This is weird. Kevin Harvick will run the millennial-themed livery at the All-Star
Say
race.
Harwick?
Harvick.
Yeah, apparently last year Busch alcoholic beverage company posted on their Twitter page that if Kevin Harvick doesn't win the championship, they'll do a millennial-inspired theme. And then they had this is a fake millennial
it's somebody
theme.
else's car. Its name is still on the side of
Yeah,
it.
what's his name?
I don't remember, but
Yes, but then they said that they would have a terribly,
cliche.
there you go, cliche millennial car. And now they're actually going to do it and follow through on their bet because their team lost.
So it's gonna have a bunch of things like #lit.
Felicia,
Yeah.
YOLOSWAG,
Yeah.
Basic.
Stay woke.
Yeah, I think it says stay woke
Fleek.
on it.
But
It's got a bunch of emojis.
But this
that-
stuff isn't
that's
millennial.
not millennial
It's,
stuff.
No.
it's whatever
I
the
think that
generation
people-
is after.
People have a misconception of what millennial is.
They do.
Too many people, because like we're millennials.
Yeah.
I think the
But this-
top.
the stuff-
I think the top. The
I'm-
top of the.
I'm like I'm pretty close to being the oldest millennial.
Which is, yeah.
37. I think is the oldest millennial.
Yes.
Is it
right
that
now.
high already?
Yeah, it's damn near 40.
Oh, I thought
Yep.
it was. I thought it was like
Right.
34 or
Born between
35.
81.
Okay.
What year were you born?
87.
81, and 96.
Yeah.
So even 96, you're 23.
God, I'm so old.
That's crazy.
But that's the bottom, though.
I know.
I don't think
Not a lot of 23.
I don't think 23-year-olds are saying fleek.
Not
anymore.
as often.
Unironically.
I don't know that anybody's saying fleek unironically.
I hope not.
But I don't think that millennials.
Did anybody ever use fleek unironically?
The weird
Too
thing is, like,
what does fleek even mean?
like on fleek,
Cool.
like
What is
on
that?
point.
But
Is that, I mean, that's cool, right?
why?
I don't know. Why do people say lit?
I don't know. I think that's a pot reference.
Well, yeah, maybe
that makes
might
more
be
sense.
true. What the fuck is YOLOSWAG?
I don't know what's
YOLO is you only live once, though.
Right.
I mean,
so you're just living your life like walking
Yeah.
in front of buses and shit.
I feel like the term swag changed since we were in high school.
oh, absolutely.
Swag used to be kind of like cool and laid back.
Yeah,
like,
'cause
like
I
actually having some style.
Having
I had a rollerblading T-shirt that said
Yeah.
Dow down, Nasdaq down, swag up. People love that shirt.
yeah, it was like
That's kind of funny.
but it makes no sense with
Yeah, it was in the-
new term of phrase.
it was in the script, like you see on
Wall
you know,
Street.
CNN
yeah,
or,
yeah, the
or
ticker.
Fox News or
Yeah.
whatever, and it said and it had the downward triangle, and then swag was up. That was a great shirt.
I still have it.
I saw Robbie will be the only person that gets this, but I saw a Senate "The World Is Flat" hoodie being sold.
Oh, like a knockoff.
No, it was a real one.
Oh,
there's an actual Senate hoodie that said "The World Is Flat" on it, and I was like, man, I kind of need that, right? But it was the wrong size.
There's a company that does all knockoff Senate gear.
Really?
Yeah, I found it.
Interesting.
Yeah, some people real butthurt about it.
No, you don't say. Maybe because their tagline was "Kill all girls."
No. It was destroy all girls.
Destroy all girls. That's
Damn.
what it was.
It was on the
It said it on your on the
wall-
tag.
you know where it says like dry,
Yeah.
tumble dry or whatever. On the last line it said destroy all girls.
Yep.
Those shirts are super collectible.
That was great.
I can't find
Those,
the shirt.
That
But
was
yeah,
great
I still have the Be Unique
Yep.
Dow Nasdaq swag shirt.
Yep.
But I can't wear it because people are like, what the this idiot wearing swag. This swag's on point.
Yeah.
Yeah, swag now is like lazy.
Hold on. Urban Dictionary, this motherfucker.
I don't.
Nah, swag. It's like not caring. It's not being. It's not cool. It's not like.
Yeah, it was like swagger and
Yeah, it was swagger. It was cool.
Yeah.
It was style. Now,
Yeah.
swag became like style, but in the absence of like any effort.
The new generation originally used swag to describe anyone thought to carry themselves in a way considered to be like cool or sexy.
Yeah,
Yes.
agree with that.
That would be what my definition of swag is. Is that or has that changed?
Now it is used to describe anything thought to be cool. Yeah, initiating the irk of previous generations. I don't know.
So we're pissed about it. But we don't know why.
Yeah, apparently.
That's what that says.
I don't know, man. I don't understand what Bush is trying to accomplish with this car, other than some publicity, I suppose, which they got.
Maybe that's it.
It's just dumb. There's got to be.
Isn't NASCAR trying to attract like our generation or
but
younger?
that feels like they're making fun of them.
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like this does the exact opposite of what they.
But I think that they think that we are in on the joke.
It's not no.
But
No, but
I'm out on this.
But they call it a millennial car, and it's like non-millennial things, and so it doesn't
But
really.
I
It's
think
not really,
that
but it's
they-
not funny. So it's like it just becomes insulting
right
for most people. So it's not.
Right.
I think they think it's funny because they're like all 90 years old.
Yes.
Exactly.
None
But
of it.
in reality, it's not funny.
Yeah, it's just it's not like it's not funny offensive. It's just not funny bizarre. It's like it's like when you tell a joke and it doesn't land. That's what it is.
Just crickets.
It's just crickets where people are like, "What? What are you talking about?" That's
Yes.
kind of what this is.
YOLO-
It just,
YOLO swag.
Doesn't. I don't get it. What are you doing?
No one's gonna think that's funny.
No.
I don't even think like 40-year-old. Like
Even
the
like-
generation up is gonna think it's funny. I don't think
No.
they're gonna be like, "What? Why are you doing that?"
Even like the generation who thinks that millennials have ruined the world are not gonna.
No, they don't think that that's funny.
No, they won't get it either.
YOLO swag means like, oh yeah, I'm good.
Is that what?
That's
so
that's
if
what
I
it
say
means.
That's
if
it.
I say "suh, dude" to you,
That's the same
you can
as YOLO
respond
swag.
with "YOLO swag."
Yeah,
No, I don't think.
YOLO swag means, oh yeah, fuck, I'm good. Just ask me. That's
What?
I don't know what the fuck is they trying to tell me.
Oh, they're using YOLO swag as a single.
Yeah, it's like
Single
it's one word.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I think it can be a response to
Yeah, it's
like "sup."
No, I think you have to use it in like hashtag form. Hashtag YOLO swag.
People,
Or
you
no,
literally
it's a
say
I
hashtag
think it's a
and then-
declaration of.
no, it's just a bunch of people insulting it. So I don't have any of these.
I think you have to use it. Use it in a photo context. I think it's Instagram context.
no, people say it. Like there's a bunch of
People
like,
say it.
Yeah.
Why are they
Yes,
saying
absolutely, people
Really?
say it. Yes.
like they fall down. They're like YOLO swag. And they jump up.
it? I don't think people are doing that. Are they doing that?
I think so.
So I think they do it ironically.
I don't understand.
I think we need an extinction event. We need a meteor or
No,
something.
I'm with you on this. Hopefully, you drew a good card that day.
Yeah, I mean, if
Or
you draw,
maybe,
you draw
or
back.
maybe not. Maybe,
Maybe you
I
wanna
don't,
draw
maybe I
the
don't
back.
want to draw a good card that day.
That doesn't make any sense. None of it makes any sense.
No, that's the problem, and that's why they're making fun of it.
I'm so confused by these sayings.
So are
I just
they.
kind of ignored them, and now I'm even more confused now that I'm trying to define them.
Well, you as a millennial should have known. You should know, and that
No.
should appeal to you, and you should be excited
Should
about
make
that.
you
None
want
of-
to go
none of-
out and buy a case of Bush.
None of this appeals to me. Granted, I do live in Iowa, and if I was going to drink beer, it'd be Bush, but
I thought we drank Natty Light here.
fuck no.
No, I think we drink Busch Light.
It's Bush Light.
Okay. Interesting.
I think college kids drink
I think
Natty Light.
if,
Yeah,
as
that's
long
it.
as you're in Des Moines, you have to drink a craft beer
Yes,
No, of course.
that only is made here in Des Moines. 'Cause
No, you can get some outside. Like,
we're hipsters.
yeah.
you can get it from
But it has to be like from another small,
Right.
like,
within
craft store.
Iowa. Yeah,
Doesn't have to be from Iowa.
you don't
Like,
think
if,
so?
like if somebody shows up
better
with a
if it
case
is,
of
though.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
New
yeah,
Glarus,
yeah.
Spotted Cow beer.
Oh,
no.
lose their
We are
fucking
past
minds.
the era of Spotted Cow.
No,
That's
we are not.
mainstream. That's mainstream.
Oh, well,
no,
you're
with
right.
hipsters.
No, you're right.
With
He's right.
hipsters.
That's too mainstream. Because if
with
I
people
know
that
what,
curl their mustaches.
if I know what it is,
That's
it's
too
mainstream, and I know what Spotted Cow is, which means
pseudo Sue.
I've
Is this the beer with the T-Rex on it?
never heard of
All
it.
right, see,
that would probably
that would count.
pass. You
All
could
right.
do that.
Yeah, I think you can drink that safely.
I'm not gonna, but yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, they make some sort of coffee and beer thing
I've had
together.
that. Yeah,
They make coffee stout. Yeah,
Yeah, I've
a
had
lot of
And
places do.
there's a brewery here in town that was making some of that,
I think they all do.
and they had like a limited run, and there was only so many of it, and you had to go there to get it. And one of my coworkers was going to do it, and there was like, he went there like 3 hours in advance, and there was already a crazy line. He said, "Screw it," and went home.
No, it's not worth it.
And apparently, it's really expensive.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Yeah, it's fairly expensive for sure.
I don't get it.
I had friends in college that made their own coffee beer.
Did you take a beer and put coffee in it?
No, like they
Hell yeah, man.
they brewed some sort of coffee beer. It was
Did they just run a can of beer through a coffee
Like
machine?
they legitimately like got a brew your own beer kit, and then
okay.
somehow I don't.
Yeah,
It was terrible.
good coffee stout is all right. I'm not a real.
Are you still like a coffee guy? Is that
No,
still a
I'm
thing
a-
for you? Or
No,
is
I'm
that
a
kind of-
yeah. I'm a coffee guy. I just don't like coffee and other things. I'm like a bourbon guy, like alcohol wise. But coffee's great.
Yeah.
Like I'll drink just the espresso. Like just give me the little espresso. Give me the shot. Still sip. Like if you're walking.
like a caramel frappe or something.
No, I mean
that.
like
Too
if
much
you're
sugar,
out
too much
if you're out and
sugar.
about,
Oh,
you're
right,
doing your
my
thing.
bad.
You're just like, God, I got 15 minutes. You know, I'm gonna pop in
Okay.
to an espresso bar.
No, I don't do
Just
that.
give me a double or a single or whatever, and just let me. You just sip on it.
Oh, see, when I was in Chicago, I watched a guy order an espresso. It might have been a double, and he just takes like a shot and leaves. I'm like, oh man, you are in a hurry.
He's got things to do and places to be.
No, it's you.
He
You
is tired.
savor it for the flavor.
Yeah, I know he didn't do that. He just took like a shot.
I mean you can.
It was there for the cat. It was like his 5-hour energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd just rather have a cup of coffee. We'll leave out my
Sometimes
inappropriate joke
I don't
on
know.
that.
Sometimes you just want to have like
What?
you want
I
that
have a
flavor.
really inappropriate joke as to how I prefer my coffee, and I'm not
No,
going to say it
no,
on
I'm
the
with
Yeah,
you.
let's
air. I'm
not
not
go
going
there.
to say it on the air because
Yep.
it'll
Yep.
get taken out of context, and
Yep.
I can't live that in one
Nah,
night.
you're good. It's fine.
Moving on, Aston Martin.
Aston Martin has committed or commuted. It says commuted.
Damn it, I
Aston Martin
spelled
is
that
committed
wrong.
to making
My bad.
V12s as long as possible.
As long as it's financially.
So they're going to stop making them next year, aren't they?
Yeah, they basically said, we'll make it as long as it makes sense to make them. That's
also,
it.
the marketing guy told you that too,
Yes.
so he'll tell you whatever you want to hear.
Yeah.
Simon
V12's great, but
it's either Sproul or Sprule.
I do think that they're going to be the last one to make it.
yes.
Them or maybe Ferrari. Do they even make a V12 still? Yeah, they do. 612's got a V12 in it.
Lamborghini otherwise.
I think Lamborghini will hold out.
Oh, they are still making because the
Lamborghini I think will be last. Aston Martin will be right before him.
Lamborghini should be due for a new.
Lamborghini can afford to make V12s longer than Aston Martin
car.
can.
Yes. Yeah, and Aston
Yeah,
Martin's
that's
already
probably
just
true.
said that they want to be have an electric car by 2024.
The Lagonda.
Yeah, mid 20s.
So I think they're kind of going that direction, whereas Lamborghini's not doing that.
I don't think that's as true as you think it is.
Well, I guess maybe let's not say not doing that, but they're not.
They're owned by Volkswagen.
Well, they're not sitting there going, "We want an electric car by 2024."
They're going to have a hybrid car here soon.
They will if they want to compete.
The Urus will have a hybrid.
That
soon.
Aztec doesn't need. Who cares?
It's so much like an Aztec. It's so
Who
bad.
cares?
The urethra or whatever it's called.
Yeah, my coworker's selling his, and I really wanted
Aztec or
Aztec.
Urus?
Aztec, and he's
Oh,
selling
okay.
it for like nothing. And I
Well,
want to,
yeah.
I want to buy it and then put like Euro stickers and like
Lambo
decals. Oh, I want to do it
badges
so
on it.
bad.
Be so good.
I can't do it.
GM guy over here.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, that'd be a great commuter car.
Is it worth the joke to own an Aztec? It's kind of like the SUV Avalanche.
How much is... True. True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
How
Wow.
much is an Aztec?
Yeah, how much is cheap enough that it's worth the joke?
He only wants $700 for his.
That might be worth the
you,
joke.
you see how I kind of think
Yeah.
it makes sense then?
No, I'm with you now. What is that? The 3.8 liter?
I couldn't tell you.
I wonder what's in an Aztec. I've never given
I've never
it
even
enough
looked.
thought.
We talk about Aston Martins, we end up on Aztecs.
That's why
Pontiac
people.
Aztec. 3.4 liter.
Oh, so it's the baby 3.8. That's fair. That's still a decent.
That's all you got. It's
not
motor,
terrible.
I think.
That's all you got for engines.
Yeah. You can put it.
Bet it makes more power than the...
It would look right at home next to your Avalanche, though.
Get tents on both of them
Hell yeah.
because they both came with factory
Hell
tents.
yeah.
Dude, we could take that camping.
But yeah, we could.
When we do the Good Life events where you're not driving, we could take the Aztec.
That'd be great. We could put Lamborghini stickers on it.
Yeah.
Can we buy universal Lamborghini doors for it? The hinges?
I think that's fair.
And bolt them on there? And that would be the greatest thing ever.
I'm not doing this, by the
Dude,
way.
that would be the best.
Come on, Robbie.
Rolling in there with those?
No, but when I saw what he was asking for, I legitimately considered it. I was like, oh man,
I've spent
How many
more or
miles are
less.
on it?
a lot. That's why it's
Yeah.
only $700.
Yeah, but like, who wants to buy an Aztec on purpose?
Yeah.
Like, nobody's like, I'm going on Auto
It's
Trader
probably,
to find me an
it's probably
Aztec.
the nicest Aztec for sale right now.
Probably is. There's not many.
Come on, Robbie.
No, if I had $700 just to piss away, I'd buy an engine or get close to buying an engine.
Well, when you do
Well,
your $500
when you
LS swap,
buy-
you're going to have all that money left
When you
over.
buy an Aztec, you get an engine.
Allegedly.
Yeah, he doesn't need the truck
You
anymore.
didn't specify what engine.
You're at it.
You just said you wanted to buy an engine.
An
well,
engine.
that Aztec has one.
Speaking of Aston Martin and their V12 engines,
I hope this is true.
yeah, I'd like to see a couple of these exotics or like these higher end stuff.
I want
just
these
stick
things
to
to
their
continue to be made, even though I'll never be able to afford them.
right. No, seeing the V12 die is a sad day.
I don't think it'll die because I think I really do think that cars will reach the. I don't think the singularity is the right term, but basically all cars are going to turn into cardboard boxes.
Yes.
So you don't drive them anyway.
Yes.
And then Aston Martin, Lamborghini, a bunch of startup companies, they're just going to make track day toys.
Silly
Yeah,
things.
Yeah, silly,
Ridiculous.
stupid things, and which Aston Martin does that now,
Yeah.
and they charge whatever they want for them.
Yeah.
So I think maybe not your road, but I don't think I think realistically, is Aston Martin going to make a road car that you can't drive?
Yes. It's going to be called a Lagonda.
No, I don't think that they will.
I
I honestly do not think that they will because I think
hope that you're right.
I think all cars will be. I think they will make an attempt at it, and no one will buy it. Or all cars will become rideshare, and nobody will spend $400,000 on your stupid.
The
Aston
same people
Martin.
that bought a Signet will buy a driverless Aston Martin.
No,
So like all three of them.
maybe 3 people. I really don't. I think when you can't drive your car anymore, and I've said this before, I honestly think there will be a condensing of all the auto manufacturers, and there will be like 5 cars to choose from.
Nah, man, too big to fail.
Screw them. Screw the people that work there, too. Screw the people that work there because they made the 2019 Camaro. Time to find a new career. Sorry about your luck. I really do think that you just will not have... that there's no reason for you to have like 40 automotive manufacturers because it doesn't matter because you're just going to sit in the back and look at your phone anyway, so... It's
just taking you to a place, and then someone else is going to get in it and take them to a different place.
Yeah. Yes. You're going to need those...
Assuming rideshare. And I think that the rideshare thing will really condense the cars down to where you just get like GM makes a car, Ford makes a car, Fiat, if they don't explode, makes a car, and then like, you can get get a fancy Mercedes one.
I don't hold a lot of faith in FCA being a thing at that point in the future. Realistically. As much as that pains me.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see how they do in the new generation, but I think you'll just have some car, and then you'll have some car that has more fancy shit in it, and that's your Mercedes. And then that's it. That's what you get. Yeah. You'll have uber fancy ones that you buy. maybe an Aston Martin or maybe a Rolls Royce, but, that'd be it.
You'll have track day toys.
Yeah, and then Aston Martin will make you the stupidest car you've ever seen in your entire life with a twin turbocharged V12 for $500,000 or $2 million or $4 million or whatever.
No way it's $500,000.
Yeah, I was going to say, at that point, inflation, that'll be a $10 million car.
Yeah, probably. So, but I think that as the future gets more beige, it also will get more interesting for people that like cars at some level.
Yeah,
I just hope that those stay attainable.
I think that will probably be a real issue.
Because...
yeah, you'll need your entry level like your Miatas and whatnot.
Well, yeah, but it's hard to make an entry level when it's small volume.
Well, I would think that the market would demand enough toys.
I'm afraid that in Michael's dystopian future, I don't think that that's going to be a thing.
You'll need... I mean, you'll go to a Spec Miata Nationals. There's 70 cars racing.
But wait, the good news is... you could probably build a tube chassis car now.
Yeah.
Like Mazda could make a tube chassis car for like $4. Like, not seriously, but for them to have an engineer go, make a tube chassis car, I want it to be this size. For him to sit there and draw that would take nothing. And then just say, hey, you need to hang some body panels off of it. And
it just needs to be safe enough for the track.
It needs to be safe for the track, right?
But it doesn't need a ton of the things that road cars need.
Right. It doesn't need all the airbag engineering. It doesn't need, the headlights can be in this general vicinity and they should be this bright, but they don't have to be DOT approved and they don't have to be this and that.
Like, there's lots of manufacturers of circle track chassis, tube car chassis, that aren't like that expensive.
No, not at all.
In the realm of racing, getting into even that level of circle track racing is not
bad
that
at all.
expensive. There's no reason that those couldn't be made to turn both directions, square them up a little bit, and send it.
Yep.
So I don't
hopefully
know. It might be good. You might be able to buy like a hell of a track day thing for $20,000 or $15,000 or the equivalent. Because think about all the approvals and dumb crap that they have to do to get a car.
If you're not making it roadworthy, that saves you
all
bunch
the regulation
bunch of development money.
And just the development money and the regulation testing and all that stuff goes away. You don't have to do that anymore.
But there's also fewer. I think there'll be fewer sold to spread the cost across. So I don't know that they'll get, because like there's a lot of people that buy Miatas that have no intention of taking them to doing what we would do if we owned a Miata, and so those people are buying those cars. They wouldn't buy them anymore.
No.
So there'll be fewer sold.
Yes.
So while, it's cheaper to develop, you're also selling smaller numbers.
Yes, most definitely.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man.
Find out.
Only time will tell.
It's true.
Should we wrap this up?
Let's wrap it up.
I feel like it's
2 hours.
Really long.
It's always 2 hours. Every single time I look at this when we're getting ready to wrap it up, it's 2 hours. Nothing's coming up, is it? Nothing in the next.
I'll be racing
next week.
I guess it's even further out.
I'm going to be at the streetcar takeover thing in Kansas City because my girlfriend's cousin wants me to come down there, and we haven't gone and visited them for a while, so I'm going to go to that. If you're in the Kansas City area, hit me up.
Are they going to miss it?
No, because that's
Sunday.
No, it's a week from the day that this comes out.
Oh, so it's the weekend I'm in St. Louis.
Yes.
Okay, I'll be racing in St. Louis that weekend.
And it's the same. I think it's the same weekend as Mid Ohio for grid
14th,
life.
13th, whatever the hell.
Yeah, Mid Ohio.
It's the 6th.
Yep.
It's the 6th.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I was right the first time, wrong the second time.
Yes, it's the 6th.
So that's coming up, and then on the weekend of the 13th is first local autocross event. If you're interested in that, there is a 10 podcast class. It is the largest class in DMVR SCCA at that event. So we appreciate that.
It's cool.
You will win some token prize thing at the end.
We haven't decided what yet.
No, I don't. I think maybe Booney decides.
Oh,
I think it's whatever DMVR gives away for prizes. I don't know. I'll ask him if that's true or not.
we're giving away a prize.
We're giving away stuff too.
We'll give something else away. Okay, fair enough. So sign up for that. It's just run what you brung. It's fun.
Yeah,
it's for fun. It's just for fun.
It's whatever.
It's just for fun. But that is it. We'll see you guys there or not there or whatever, but we'll catch you guys next week.